Eric Martin may not see very much action today because of an ankle injury.
Well, anytime you lose a Ricky Jackson, you lose your emotional leader on the team. The decision on Eric Martin was not made until after the pregame warm-up. But the strength of the Saints defense has always been that group of linebackers. James Haynes filling in for Ricky Jackson is a solid football player. Look for the Saints to play a more aggressive, attacking type of defense this game and the rest of the year.
Well, how tough has it been for Green Bay, you ask, in the opening month? Last 10 years, 8-25-1. The Saints have won the coin toss and will receive. Kicking off for the Green Bay Packers, Chris Jackie for 13. And back deep to receive for the New Orleans Saints, number 32, Paul Frazier. And Derek Shepard, number 89. We were talking with a number of the Saints players yesterday, and they were talking about their first ever trip to historic Lambeau Field, and they said, well, if there's any way to come to Green Bay, certainly it's to be greeted with simply scrumptious weather like today. Chris Jackie gets things underway. And coming out of his own end zone is Paul Frazier. And Frazier, across the 20, knocked hard, slammed down at the 22 by a former Saints player, Van Jakes. Bobby Hebert opening up at the quarterback spot for the Saints. And the offensive line that will be doing the protecting for him, an experienced one, 3 years there. Steve Court in at center in place of Joel Hilgenberg this week, and Hobie Brenner, the veteran, at tight end. Backs and receivers, Hilliard Hayward. Floyd Turner in place of Pro Bowler Eric Martin. A 29-yard return for Frazier, and the Saints open up 1st and 10. Ball marked at the 23. Turner in motion, and the handoff to Dalton Hilliard. And Hilliard, maybe a yard or two. Call it 1. Ken Stills in on a stop. The Packers defense. Robert Brown, the veteran. Bob Nelson, nose tackle, and Sean Patterson. Linebacking core, veteran John Anderson, Tim Harris, the big man there, Johnny Holland and Brian Noble, the inside linebackers. And in the secondary, Van Jakes, as I mentioned, the former Saints player, Dave Brown, Stills, Murphy, Mickey Sutton, and Tiger Green, and on obvious passing situations. 2nd and 9 for the Saints. Hebert back to pass. Looking for Mo Hill, the intended receiver. Incomplete. And the 15-year veteran, Dave Brown, in on the coverage. And Ken, Dave Brown has been around for a long time, but he continues to do the job.
Well, a good player, stays in extremely good shape all the offseason, and has been a long-term player that's a solid leader on that ball club. On the other side of the ball, offensively, you see the Saints, they come out in their 2 tight end type offense. I think one of the reasons for that is to try to help contain Tim Harris, put a tight end on his side and try to get a big man on him.
A crucial 3rd and 9 situation for the New Orleans Saints, something they're unfamiliar with. 6 defensive backs in for the Packers. 4 wideouts in for the Saints. Hebert out of the shotgun. Across the middle. In the hands and out of Toy Cook. And it looks like the Saints get a lucky break, recovering near the 40. Toy Cook, of course, on the defensive end at right corner. And as a wide receiver this time, and right now there's a lot of concern by the Saints because Bobby Hebert has yet to get up off of the ground. He's back at about the 13-yard line. Slammed hard on that play.
Well, here you see Hebert in the shotgun. There's a snap. Brian Noble, number 91, you see is going to come for the pressure right there. 87 has got a hand in his face. And this is Toy Cook. He is a defensive back, but because of their injury situation, he is the 4th wide receiver. Makes the catch. The ball is knocked loose, and the Saints are lucky to get the ball back. I think the most interesting thing here is the fact that Toy Cook is a backup cornerback, but he's a Stanford graduate, an extremely smart, intelligent young man, and because of the injury situation to the Saints outside people, they've thrown him in there as their fourth receiver.
We'll get a report for you as quickly as possible on Bobby Hebert. Floyd Turner, the rookie out of Northwestern Louisiana, recovered the fumble for the Saints. In at quarterback, John Forcade, third-year quarterback out of Mississippi. And the officials right now are going to review this in the replay booth. Probably to determine the line of scrimmage.
Or either to determine whether that ball was determined whether it was a catch or not, or an incomplete pass, because he was hit simultaneously with catching the ball. And we'll take a look and see.
Our officiating crew today is led by the veteran Ben Dwight. Certainly you remember him, very active.
Yep. Ben has been around for a long time, does a terrific job out there. There's the replay booth you see where they're going to take another look.
While here's the same look. We'll take a look.
Here's the same look we had before. Hebert in the shotgun. There's the pressure right there that hurts Hebert. Now here it is right here. Does he have possession? I think he has possession for a second. I think that's a fumble, and I think the play stands.
And the replay booth confirmed what the officials on the field called the first time. It is Saints ball, 1st and 10, ball marked at the 40-yard line. John Forcade in at quarterback for Bobby Hebert. This is Hayward in motion. Hilliard, the ball carrier. Shifty moves, gets to about the 41-yard line, only a 1-yard pickup.
Now, John Forcade, now he's going to bring something to the field that's a little bit different than Bobby Hebert, JB. Forcade is more of an athlete. He's the kind of guy that'll run around, make some things happen, scramble. Is not the disciplined quarterback that a Bobby Hebert is. He sits in the pocket, reads things, delivers the ball. This guy will run all over and make things happen.
Well, Kenny, in spite of the fumble recovery that gave the Saints the first down at the 40, Green Bay defense showing much more spunk this week than last week.
Well, you talk to the players during the course of the week while we've been here, and those guys are going to have something to prove. They want to come out and show people that they are a better football team.
On second down, this is Hilliard, the ball carrier again, and he goes for no gain as the Green Bay defense. Right side of that defensive line, Bob Nelson and Sean Patterson doing the job. Bobby Hebert back in at quarterback for the Saints. So out for a couple of downs to collect himself, and he's back in at the helm. And he finds himself faced with a third down situation. Call it 3rd and 9. 6 defensive backs in for the Packers. Saints this time go with 3 wide receivers. With time, complete across the middle to Derek Shepard, and Shepard with the first down with plenty of room to spare. So Hebert comes off the bench after being shaken up for a 23-yard pickup, a pass to Derek Shepard.
Well, if you notice this, watch Mark Murphy, their safety. He's going to come right up here and get in the line of scrimmage, and that's the way that they're going to try to put some more pressure on Bobby Hebert. He's already up in there, but when they do that, you're going to have a man-to-man type situation. That's what they get. Hebert finds him for a good play. I don't think that the Green Bay Packers can afford to do an awful lot of blitzing, because I don't think they have the personnel to play the man-to-man coverage.
1st and 10 for the Saints. Ball at the 36 of the Packers. Hebert with plenty of time to pass on the last play. Handoff to Hilliard, and Hilliard still looking for daylight. Maybe a 2-yard pickup. Call it 4.
Well, the very thing that's made the Saints a very good football team is the fact that they're able to control the ball, and that's what they're doing right now. Long, sustained drives. Keep their defense off the field and keep them rested. Keep the opposing defense on the field. That's the way they play the best.
2nd and 6 for the Saints. Lonzel Hill and Floyd Turner to the right. Hebert, back to pass. Going up top, looking for Mo Hill. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. No flag. A 32-yard pass play from Bobby Hebert to Mo Hill, and the Saints strike first. And guess who he scored on?
Well, Well, here you see at the bottom of the screen, it's on Van Jakes, the guy who wanted to play so well against his former team. He gets a hit on him, and it looks to me like that the free safety, number 29, Ken Steele, is supposed to get over to cover the deep half of the field and was a little late getting over there, and as a result, touchdown.
So Mo Hill stepping up to the task with his colleague Eric Martin out with a sore ankle. Morton Anderson will attempt the point after. It's up and it's good. So the New Orleans Saints at the 10:25 mark of the first quarter move out in front of the Green Bay Packers by the score of 7-0.
Did you know that there's only one company that's willing to stand behind its 800 service and guarantee that your calls get through? We have a new AT&T 800 assurance policy which says the call must get through. If you're using AT&T's basic 800 service and all of a sudden there's a problem and you're not getting your calls, well, we can start to send those same calls to a regular telephone line right there in your office, and we can do that within an hour, guaranteed, get you back in service. We could probably do it quicker.
Over the past decade, all other lines of cars have led Mercedes-Benz in one crucial category: depreciation. Which proves that sometimes great cars finish last. Mercedes-Benz, the resale legend.
Well, we can never agree on a restaurant, right?
Hey, I ordered already. I found us a great wine.
Oh, a decision maker.
Oh, this is wonderful wine. I had this at David's.
I served this at my place. It was a big hit.
You guys, I was hoping you hadn't tried it yet.
Oh, come on. Look, we finally found something we all agree on, you know? I mean, when was the last time that happened?
Ernest and Julio Gallo invite you to try White Grenache. It will change the way you think about Gallo.
Well, there's a tough young man. You see Bobby Hebert sitting over there, and he's been criticized some because of not throwing the ball down the field. But you talk to him, and he has the style, and he has the leadership abilities and the confidence of a quarterback can get the job done. The thing that I like about him is he plays within this Saints offense. He throws the ball to who he's supposed to. He reads things very well, and as you can see in that previous set of downs, that he's an extremely tough young man. He goes out there, he gets popped, he gets hurt, he comes back out, throws a touchdown.
And delivers. Morton Anderson kicking off for the Saints. Back deep for the Pack. Carl Bland and Brent Fullwood. And this one taken by Fullwood. He loses the handle on it. Recovered by Carl Bland. So the Packers will be starting with not the greatest field position. Ball will be marked near the 15-yard line as Don Mikowski, third-year quarterback from Virginia, takes the field. The offensive line for him: Ken Rutgers, Rich Moran, Blair Bush, Plan B free agent, Ron Hallstrom and Alan Weingrad, Ed West at tight end. Backs and receivers: Woodside, Fullwood, Kemp, Sharp. And in obvious passing situations, Jeff Query and Carl Bland. 1st and 10 for the Pack. Mikowski back to pass. Throws it over to Woodside. Woodside with a little running room. Runs out of bounds at about the 21-yard line. So a 5-yard pickup for Keith Woodside on the swing pass. Vaughn Johnson on the tackle. Saints defense, Jim Wilkes, change there, coming from end to nose tackle and playing well, flanked by Frank Warren and Jumpy Gathers. Linebackers Haynes, Mills, Johnson, and Swilling. James Haynes, of course, starting for the injured Ricky Jackson. And the secondary: Massey, Mack, Flamer, Gibson, Brent Maxey, and Toy Cook in on obvious passing situations. Second and 5 for the Pack with 2 tight ends, Clint Didier and Ed West. This is Didier in motion. Fullwood, the ball carrier. Maybe a yard. Brent Fullwood mentioned yesterday he really wants to carry the ball a lot more than he has been, even last year.
Well, I think that's the thing that Green Bay has to do. You have to put the ball in the hands of the people that can do the most with it. And on Green Bay's side of the ball, that has to be Brent Fullwood. And they've got to throw the ball outside. They've got to put it in the hands of Sterling Sharp, people that can make things happen. Defensively for the Saints, I think two moves have really made the Saints a better defense. One was moving Jim Wilkes to nose guard. He's not your prototype nose guard. He's big. He gets a push, gets a hand in the quarterback's face, and moving David Waymer to safety to help those young quarterbacks.
Fullwood slithered his way for a 3-yard pickup on 3rd and 2. Mikowski looking for Fullwood, who slipped in the backfield, and Mikowski has to run out of bounds by Vaughn Johnson, and no pickup on the play. Mikowski was turning to look for Fullwood, and Fullwood lost his footing.
Well, it's really hard to say what happened. He looked like he lost his footing or either went the wrong way. And you look at the way the game is starting for Green Bay, not exactly the way they want things to happen. They fumble the kickoff, put themselves in a hole, and then they have a slip or a busted play during that course of downs. And a young, inexperienced team like this needs to get off to a good, clean start.
And Don Bracken will come in to do the punting. Mikowski's so anxious to atone for his mistakes, the 3 interceptions of last week.
I think he's the key on offense. He made some bad decisions last week with the 3 turnovers, especially the one at the end of the game that probably cost him the most. He's got to make better decisions.
Bracken kicking to a dangerous Derek Shepard, and Shepard is tackled right on the spot. Give the credit to Carl Bland, who prevented Derek Shepard, an awfully dangerous punt returner, from doing anything with it. A 34-yard punt by Bracken, 3-yard return by Shepard.
Recently, Road and Track magazine concluded a search for the world's 5 best cars. After exhaustive testing and analysis, they chose 4 exotic sports cars. And even more significantly, only 1 sedan. The Mercedes-Benz 300E.
Dry is bold and wet. The taste of dry is less sweet. Michelob Dry, brewed longer, so taste after taste, there's just no aftertaste. Michelob Dry, bold taste with no aftertaste.
Performance. For some people, it's more than a passion. It's a way of life. Well, for all those people for whom good enough just isn't good enough, there's Speed Stick Anti-Perspirant. Nothing is wider. Nothing glides on drier. Nothing gives you all-day protection in a bigger way. All-day performance that's hard to beat. If you're going to give 110%, your antiperspirant should give 110% too. Speed Stick, the wide stick.
By Menon.
Saints on top by a touchdown as we look at what is supposed to be a more relaxed Jim Mora.
Well, he seems to be more relaxed this year. I know their training camp was a little bit looser, a little bit lighter than it had been in the past, because I think Coach Mora had felt that he had overworked his players and they ran out of gas at the end of the year. But this year, a little lighter camp, a little more relaxed player coach, and I think the players appreciate that, and they're delivering for him.
Starting only his 4th season in New Orleans and is the owner of only over a quarter of their victories. Bobby Hebert, 1st and 10, ball at their own 44. Hayward in motion. Hebert complete to Hobie Brenner. And Brenner at about the 47-yard line before being driven back. Well, a lot of noise going on back in Washington, D.C. with the Eagles. Let's go to New York for an NFL report with Brent Musburger.
You got that right, James. Their first 2 plays from scrimmage to James.
Well, Brent, Gerald Riggs really wanted to make up for those couple of fumbles last Monday night, and he's starting off in the right fashion.
That big back picks too good in that situation.
Mo Hill, a little mix-up in the assignment that time, and Bobby Hebert has to burn off a timeout in the process.
Well, could be a couple of different things. Could be wrong personnel, could be the defense he saw.
When it comes to protecting your investment, isn't it worth paying for the real thing? Because only Armor All works like Armor All.
When it comes to home fix-ups, don't play games. Make the right move to a True Value hardware store. Work anywhere with their Master Mechanic 3/8-inch cordless reversing drill and screwdriver for just $29.99. Replace your old kitchen faucet with this durable Master Plumber model for only $18.95. And see your work in a new light with this Master Electrician portable fluorescent utility light. It's just $14.99 at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers. At 1,184,880 miles, a Mercedes-Benz 180D is in the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's most durable car. Just how far can a Mercedes actually go? Frankly, nobody knows.
The Big Ten power of Michigan State tries to topple Lou Holtz and the defending national champion Irish of Notre Dame next Saturday on CBS Sports.
8:22 remaining in the first quarter. The Pack trailing by a touchdown. And Ken, will they be glad to have this guy in uniform, the man in the yellow shirt, #1 pick, Tony Mandarich?
Well, has all the tools it takes to be a really outstanding player. Just needs the experience and get in there and work. Huge size, and they like his attitude and his work ethic also.
315 pounds worth. Mo Hill in motion on 2nd and 3 for the Saints. Hobie Brenner switches to the left side at tight end. Hilliard across midfield, dropped at about the 49-yard line, so a pickup of maybe 1.
Well, that's the thing that the Green Bay Packers have to do. Last week they let them control the ball on the ground, and they have to stop the run. You watch the defensive line down here. Watch number 79 Nelson. Watch Sean Patterson 96. Watch Johnny Holland 50. How they string it out, and then you have to have the support out of the safety. There comes number 29 Ken Steels to make the play. That's the way they have to stop the run.
On 3rd and 1, Hebert has in the backfield Paul Frazier, the rookie free agent, and Craig Hayward, and make that 3rd and 2. Hebert hands off to Frazier, and he's close. We'll see how close. Ryan Noble in on the stop, veteran linebacker.
Like the Saints, the strength of that Saint defense, that group of linebackers, I think that's also the case with the Green Bay Packers. You get that gentleman right there, Brian Noble. You get Johnny Holland, Tim Harris. You get those people in there, the veteran John Anderson. That's the strength of that team, but they need to apply more pressure to the quarterback with their down people. They need another big defensive lineman to go along with Tim Harris to apply the pressure.
And you see Paul Frazier got the first down by about half a yard. So Paul Frazier, real impressive story there. The first-year free agent to ever make it with the New Orleans Saints.
I think anytime you get a free agent come in and make your ball club, you have to be really pleased with that. It's a find for you. You expect him to just be a camp person, but he's going to contribute.
So Ironhead Hayward heads out to the left side of the formation, 1st and 10. Brenner and Turner moving to the left side of the line. Play action. Hebert under pressure. And gets it off just barely over the hands of the outstretched defenders to Floyd Turner for another first down. So Hebert scrambling under pressure connects with Floyd Turner.
Well, that's the thing you have to like about Bobby Hebert. Watch this. They get the pressure on him and they force him out of there. He's running all over the place, but he still has the presence to find his receiver for the first down. Watch this. He's got hands all over him, and watch the touch on the ball. Drops it right over the linebackers, right into Floyd Turner, 88 for the first down.
Sean Patterson doing the job of putting the pressure on Hebert, but not enough. 1st and 10 for the Saints. Ball marked at the 31 of Green Bay. Hebert back to pass on first down. Complete to Greg Scales, the big tight end. Pushed out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. 5-yard pickup.
Typical Saints offense. Just take what the defense gives you. You take those tight ends, let them go out in the flats and hook the outside guys around the numbers or in the hook zone, and just take whatever the defense gives you. That's the style of Saints offense. That's why they lead the league in ball control.
And Bobby Hebert continuing on his accuracy track, 6 of 7 completions for 90 yards thus far. So Hebert won the job. 2nd and 5 for the Saints. Ball marked at the 26 of Green Bay. The handoff to Hilliard. He's got daylight. And Hilliard slithering his way down to the 5-yard line. And Ken, I was about to mention Hilliard with a thigh contusion. I was wondering whether or not he had the cutting abilities, but he slithered his way for a 21-yard pickup.
Yeah, just a really outstanding little back that has it. Watch this. Watch Craig Hayward right here. Watch his block. Watch his block on the nose man. Craig Hayward used as a blocker. Here he comes. Right there. There's the block on 79. Nelson gives Hilliard a chance to cut off that block, and then the rest is all done by this young man. Look at that cut on Steele right there. Talented little back.
Ironhead using his head on the block that time. 1st and goal, ball marked at the 5 of the pack. 6:01 remaining in the first quarter. Saints on top, 7-0. Hayward in motion. Hilliard with the ball. And Dalton Hilliard goes straight ahead for about 2 yards.
Nothing fancy, JB. Man-on-man blocking with the guards. Trapillo and Stan Brock, the right tackle up there. They just hook up on their men, take them wherever they want to go, and let the back cut off.
Dalton Hilliard, 7 carries for 30 yards thus far. Scoring in the ball game, Saints on top, 7-0. 8 plays covering 77 yards. Bobby Hebert to Mo Hill on a 32-yard pass accounts for the scoring in this, the first quarter. Saints with 2 tight ends in, Hobie Brenner and John Tice, the veteran out of the University of Maryland. And this is Hilliard. Touchdown, New Orleans. No flag. So Dalton Hilliard continuing with his impressive running today as he powers the Saints to their 2nd touchdown in the first quarter.
Watch this right here. Watch the guard and watch the tackle right here. Watch those guys pull and accompany that guy up in the hole. Here they come right there. There comes the guard. He cuts off the tackle's block right there, and then the rest is Hilliard again. You get that much beef out in front of you, you got something working.
Ken, some impressive blocking by that offensive line.
That was the case last week, too, JB. They control the ball on the ground with 190 yards rushing against the Dallas Cowboys. They're doing the same thing today.
High snap that time, but Anderson still finds the range with the point after. And the New Orleans Saints on top by 2 touchdowns, 14-0.
Here's another shot of it, ground level. There's Dombrowski, 72, out front, cuts off of his block, ring the meter.
How much insulation do you have in your attic? 3 inches? 6 inches? Well, the Department of Energy recommends R38 for most American homes, which is equivalent to a foot of Owens Corning pink fiberglass. So grab a ruler and measure your attic insulation. Then get rolling, because 12 inches of pink fiberglass can help you get a foothold on your energy bills.
For a bear of a thirst, I reach for it first.
I can drink a lot more,
and it settles the score.
4 fingers, number 7, the taste of pure heaven.
It's the drink of the moon.
It's playing altitude.
It moves Louis' lips.
It shakes Eric's hips. So look out, Pepsi, the move is on. Now we're singing the Diet Coke song.
Diet Coke has the real cola taste you can drink a lot more of, because it's just 1 calorie.
Yo, just for the taste of it, Diet Coke.
To understand Asia, you have to understand its customs, its mystery, its people. You have to know what makes a good impression and what offends. For over 40 years, we've been learning about Asia. So in addition to our convenient schedules, we can give you something no other U.S. airline can. The knowledge that comes after 40 years of helping people do business in Asia.
Packers trailing by 14 points, not the way Coach Lindy Infante wanted to start things.
In our discussions this week with him, JB, he said he wanted to put the ball in Brent Fullwood's hands more, to let him do things, and let them control the ball on the ground. It's hard to do that when you go 14 down.
Anderson with a high kick. This is Carl Bland taking it at his own 4. Bland still on his feet. Across the 20, there's a flag on the play. But Carl Bland takes it up to about the 21-yard line. Bland, a Plan B free agent who played last season with the Detroit Lions. And Ben Dreith signals holding against the Packers, so that'll move it back.
The things that have just killed this team for year in and year out is the turnovers.
On the receiving team, number 68. That's 10 yards, and that's a first down.
Turnovers and penalties. Worst thing you can do for a young quarterback is back him up in his own end zone where you're playing catch-up all day.
Saints playing ball control again. Their second scoring drive, 8 plays, 56 yards. 4:03 the time on that play. Dalton Hilliard, a 3-yard run, and the Saints on top, 14-0. So the Pack will start deep in their own territory. Ball marked at their own 8. 1st and 10. Mikowski with 3 wide receivers in. And this is Brent Forwood. Forwood. And Brent Forwood with 2nd and 3rd effort gets the first down on his own. 15-yard pickup.
As we said, Lindy Infante wants to put the hands in Brent Forwood's hands more. You can't do it when you're playing catch-up. Here's what they would like to do. Let this guy roll up some yards on the ground, maintain control of the ball, keep their defense off the field and resting.
Well, Forwood was very candid yesterday in the locker room. He said, hey, the only way we're going to win is to give me the ball more, and let's throw to Sterling Sharp a bit more.
Exactly.
Woodside and Sharp. Split to the near side. 1st and 10. Mikowski on the draw. And Forwood bullying his way for a 4-yard pickup. So the Packers giving us a little something to watch and screen for here at Lambeau Field. Green Bay, Wisconsin. Packers trailing 14-0. James Brown along with Ken Stabler. 4:27 remaining in the first quarter. And the Pack trying to put something together.
Well, they need to do it as a team. The defense needs to stop them and don't let the offense control the ball. And, of course, their offense has to control the ball on the ground some.
Mikowski back on 2nd and 6. Complete to Woodside out of the backfield for the first down. And Keith Woodside, last week, 6 catches for 49 yards, showing his receiving ability today.
And in Lindy Infante's offense, the halfback, in this case Keith Woodside, all of his halfbacks are asked to have receiver-type skills. That's why you'll see a guy like Keith Woodside right here, split out wide and catching passes.
Woodside limping slightly off the field, replaced by Herman Fontenot.
Again, Fontenot, a running back that has those pass receiving skills.
Packers 1st and 10, ball at their own 41. Fontenot and Forwood. The back's in. Mikowski. Play action. Looking, and the intended receiver was Fontenot, who was well covered that time. Give the credit to Antonio Gibson, 4th-year strong safety out of Cincinnati.
Well, you're going to see the coverage at the top of the screen. The thing that makes the play not work very well is Mikowski gets a little pressure and he throws the ball late. You see the receiver waiting on the ball, gives Antonio Gibson time to react. Ball has to be delivered earlier.
And Gibson almost came away with that with excellent coverage. Second and 10 for the Pack. Play action. And Mikowski throwing for Sterling Sharp, overthrows him. Milton Mack providing the tight coverage, the starting right corner for the Saints.
Again, trying to get the ball in the hands of the people that can do things. Brent Forwood, they've done it on the ground. Now here you see Mikowski trying to get the ball to Sterling Sharp. The protection is fine, just overthrows the ball. Mikowski didn't throw well last week, and he's not off to a very good start this week.
Do you think Mikowski is pressing a little bit?
I don't think there's any doubt about it. I think people here are so hungry for a winner. They have the Lombardi thing on their mind all the time, the glory days. I think he's feeling some pressure.
Well, this is a pressure situation here. 3rd and 10 with 4 wide receivers in. Saints respond with their six defensive backs. Mikowski showing some nervous feet, and it's intercepted. Robert
Well, in all fairness to Don Bukowski, the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage and made the ball hang up there. Here, right, watch David Waymer right back here in the backfield playing center field. They moved him back there, the Saints, so that they could take advantage of that experience. He sits back, and just reads the quarterback's eyes. The ball is tipped, and he's in a perfect place for it.
22-yard return by Dave Waymer, and he acknowledges he's got a new lease on life.
Well,
as a safety.
As a former corner, he knows how busy it is outside. Out there on that island, he likes being back there playing center field. Take advantage of his great experience.
With excellent field position, ball marked at the 31 of Green Bay. 3:03 remaining in the first quarter.
Reverse.
Here comes a reverse. And a 6-yard pickup by Floyd Turner.
It's one of the things the Saints do to keep you off balance. They give you an awful lot of formations, a lot of different looks, put the ball in a lot of different people's hands, reverses. They do a little bit of everything. Control the ball.
And control is exactly what the Saints have done in the first quarter. Pushing their way out in front, 14-0. 2:29 remaining in the first quarter. Saints threatening. 2nd and 4. 3 wide outs. Looking for Turner. He's got him. First down, New Orleans. And Bobby Hebert takes a serious hit from Tim Harris, but connects with the receiver for an 8-yard gain.
See a lot of that type thing from the Saints, especially against a team like Green Bay who plays a loose type zone and their corners play off a lot. You just take those short things in the front.
Bobby Hebert methodically marching the Saints downfield. Ball marked at the 17 of Green Bay. Hilliard and Hayward, the backs. Brenner moves over to the right side. This is Hayward, and Hayward covering up and lumbering his way down to about the 2-yard line. Now, as you notice that time, Hayward running with the ball covered up, and that's because of that hairline fracture on that left thumb of his.
Has a hairline fracture on his left thumb. We talked to him yesterday. He said he had to get used to carrying the ball in his right hand, which he was uncomfortable doing, so he covers it up with both hands. Here you see it from the end zone. All this is man-on-man blocking, guards, tackles in the center, and Hayward just cuts in the hole that he sees.
Talk about some excellent blocking provided up front. Ball marked at the 2-yard line. First and goal. Ball at the 2 for the Saints. Hilliard trying to pick his way inside. Maybe a yard. And the Saints with time for one more play as the clock continues to tick. 26 seconds remaining in the first half.
Somebody has a gun?
The very thing that the Green Bay Packers let Tampa Bay do to them last week was control the ball on the ground. That's exactly what's happening to them today. They've got to stop the run.
And the Saints with the power formation in. All 3 tight ends. Scales, Brenner, and Tice. And the gun goes off before the play is run. Little discussion, but the fact of the matter is, at the end of the first quarter, and the Saints lead it by 2 touchdowns.
Get ready for the CBS Premiere Preview with host Angela Lansbury and a special sneak preview of Major Dad tonight at 8.
This is the New Orleans that draws visitors from around the world. Jazz, the French Quarter, Cajun cooking, and Mardi Gras. Hi, I'm Sam Mills of the New Orleans Saints, and this is my family. And as a volunteer for the United Way, I've seen how your contributions have helped many people here in New Orleans. Tammy's story could be the story of any teenager today.
My freshman year in high school, I found myself thinking that maybe life wasn't worth living. There's so many pressures on you, and many times you don't know which way to turn. But I found out through the United Way and this counseling program that it really wasn't worth it to end my life to suicide, and that there was something to live for. And I realized that there are a lot of people out there who really care.
United Way. It brings out the best in all of us.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
The New Orleans Saints, having given this packed house here at Lambeau Field an awful lot to cheer about. Bobby Hebert to Mo Hill on a 32-yard pass. And Hebert handoff to Dalton Hilliard accounts for the scoring of the Saints, who lead at 14-0. Starting the second quarter, ball marked at the 1 of Green Bay. It'll be 2nd and goal for the Saints. And the Saints have done it once again with ball control, Ken.
I think that's the bottom line, JB. They've had the ball over 11 minutes to something over 3 minutes for the Green Bay Packers. Ball control.
And again, that power formation of the Saints with 3 tight ends. Hayward. Did he get it? And it doesn't appear as if Head made it across. Took a lot of strength to move him back.
Well, you watch Craig Hayward. You watch their fullback in the backfield. There's their fullback right there in the backfield. He gets met in the hole right here. Watch this. Right in the hole. The offensive line gets whipped. They don't get the push that they need. A little bit more out of Green Bay in that area would help a lot.
I'll tell you, Snake, that was awfully close. His head was over, but the key, of course, is the ball crossing.
Same formation.
Hayward in the backfield. Hale's in motion. Touchdown. New Orleans. Hebert to Brenner. And the Saints are just shredding the Packers defense methodically.
Well, you're going to see they're going to bring this guy in motion. There's Hobie Brenner, the other tight end. They bring him across the backfield. They're going to give a little play fake to hold the linebackers. There's the play fake. Now watch number 85, Hobie Brenner, right in the middle of your screen. Slip right in behind the linebacker, John Anderson. Nice play.
And Morton Anderson giving those toes a good workout here in the first half. Boots his 3rd point after, and it's good. And the Saints looking impressive, lead it by 21.
Something new is happening at Chevrolet. This year we'll introduce more new ideas, innovative new engines, and bold new shapes than ever before. In 1990, you'll see why nobody's winning like the heartbeat of America. All you have to do is...
The heartbeat of America. That's today's Chevrolet.
Every milestone deserves a new look at your insurance and financial needs with your MetLife representative. Get Met. It pays.
You can see the dream of success in the eyes of people all across America. At Citicorp, we understand the dream. That's why, as Citicorp and Citibank, we've become America's largest financial services organization, already helping 1 in every 5 American families, with more home mortgages, more student loans, more MasterCard and Visa cards than any other company. We'd like you to get to know us better. Citicorp, because Americans want to succeed, not just survive.
This NFL Game Summary is sponsored by Citicorp, because Americans want to succeed, not just survive.
With the Saints leading 21-0 in the second quarter, Ken, for those who may complain about Hebert not being an exciting, long-throwing quarterback, he's doing the job.
Well, the bottom line is whether you win or lose, and Bobby Hebert has been very consistent.
It's been Bobby Hebert to Mo Hill, 32-yard play. Dalton Hilliard carries it across for a touchdown, and then, of course, to Hobie Brenner. And they lead at 21-0. And, of course, the Saints continue to do what they did so well last year, and that's control the ball for over 11 minutes thus far. Green Bay only 3-19. Vince Workman and Carl Bland back deep for the Packers. And this is Bland, who decides smartly not to bring it out. And the will start at their own 20-yard line. Again, as we talked to a really subdued Don Mikowski earlier this week, Coach Infante said he's going to stick by him. He won the job. I want to see him do it.
Well, he said he's going to live or die with him. He's going to be the quarterback no matter what, and you need that kind of vote of confidence. Now this young man has to deliver.
And you hear the Boo Birds here at Lambeau Field. Let's take a look at Anthony Delwig, the rookie quarterback out of Duke University. He's the only backup quarterback on the roster right now.
Well, they're light at quarterback because of all the injuries they had in the secondary. They went light at quarterback and tight end.
1st and 10, ball at the 20 of the Packers. Woodside and Fullwood, the backs. This is Fullwood. And Fullwood pulling ahead to about the 23-yard line.
You know, James, in order to control the ball, I think the most important down of the downs is first down. You have to have the good first down plays, 4, 5, 6 yards, create short yardage situations. As you see here, not a very successful play on first down. You're always in a hole.
Saw Washington leading Philadelphia 20-7. Philadelphia was looking so badly to go in there and break the losing tide at RFK. Not happening so far. On 2nd and 7. Mikowski. And he can run. And he's hit hard. Give the credit to Robert Massey as Mikowski paid the price, coming up about a yard short of the first down marker.
JB, here's what flushes him out. Look at these linebackers. Linebacker, linebacker, linebacker. Watch where they're going. They're all going right after Mikowski. They flush him out. There they go. Here they come. They flush him out of there, but then the young man, like we said at the top of the program, is a good athlete, able to run and make things happen as he does here.
As a matter of fact, the Saints were saying they were a little ambivalent about whether to flush him out of the pocket or not because of his running ability. 3rd and 1, and James Campen, the former Saint, is in as an eligible receiver. This is Clint Didier in motion. Forward. And it looks like forward progress gave him the first down. We'll await the official notification of such. And indeed it is a first down for the Green Bay Packers. 12:16 remaining in the first half. James Brown along with Ken Stabler, and Ken Infante really trying to get a spread the ball around type of offense, but right now I think he may have to feature a couple of people in order to do something.
No doubt, JB. You can't spread the ball around. You can't control the ball when you're always playing from behind.
3 wide outs in. Mikowski back to pass. And it's complete to his tight end, Ed West. And West pulls his way over Robert Massey and picks up an extra 4. That's the benefit of carrying 245 pounds, a 33-yard pickup by Ed West.
Again, the athletic ability of Mikowski. Watch Mikowski, what he does. Gives West time to get across the field. He jumps up in the pocket right there through his athletic ability and delivers the ball on the run to Ed West.
That's 245 pounds knocking over 182 pounds.
Here's another shot of this lick. Watch this. There they come. Good pop.
Packers in Saints territory at the 38. Michael Haddix in motion. Mikowski with time, and he had a wide open receiver. He was going to Keith Woodside, incomplete. And we've got good college football action coming up next Saturday right here on CBS. Michigan State, Tony Mandowich's old squad, will be taking on the #1 team in the land, Notre Dame. And did they not look impressive yesterday?
Well, Michigan State better work on kickoff returns. I know that. If you watched the game yesterday, Rajiv Ishmael, 2 long kickoff returns for touchdowns to beat Michigan.
The State was a 49-0 win over Miami of Ohio. Woodside and Haddix in at the running back. This is Perry Kemp in motion. The handoff goes to Woodside, and Woodside is dropped in the backfield. A loss of 3 on the play. Robert Massey making up were being run over by Ed West.
Nice job of cutting through the offensive lineman. They pull the right guard, right tackle out in front. Massey did a great job of just splitting those two blockers, making the play.
Brings up a 3rd and 13 for the Packers. Ball marked at the 41 of New Orleans. 10:55 remaining in the first half. Green Bay trailing by 21. Out of the shotgun with four wideouts in. Mikowski. And throws it in the direction of Sterling Sharp. But guess who was providing the tight, sticky coverage? Dave Wayman.
Well, Mikowski's just getting harassed so bad, whether they play zone or whether they play man, and he's just running for his life, throwing off the run. They've got to protect him better.
You know, talking to Archie Manning, the ex-Saints quarterback, before the game, he said Waymer is a natural at that free safety position. Very intelligent and a rangy ball player.
Yeah, smart, experienced player. Got all of his experience at corner. He knows what it takes to play back there. Good move on Borah's part.
Derek Shepard, who returned a touchdown, 56 yards. Make that a punt return, 56 yards last week for a touchdown. And the Saints will take over when we come back with a 21-point pad.
Nature's light, giving life to sparkling streams, as only nature can, helps create the clean, fresh taste that makes Bud Light the one light that outshines them all.
You can't miss it. It's the new look of Chevrolet. This year, you'll see more new shapes and more new ideas than ever before. You'll see why nobody's winning like the heartbeat of America. In 1990, we'll let our style do the talking.
The heartbeat of America. That's today's Chevrolet.
Because most of our flights are short, this is what our meals look like on Southwest Airlines. It's also what our fares look like. Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines has one of the best on-time records in the country.
Mr. Smith, you're early.
Just something to remember. Southwest Airlines.
Nature's light, nourishing golden fields of barley, as only nature can, ensures the clean, fresh taste that makes Bud Light the one light that outshines them all.
Tonight, a major sneak preview. There'll be major laughs and major fun.
Nice kids. You ever whack 'em?
Major Dad after 60 Minutes tonight.
Premiere Sunday here on CBS, and it all gets started with the investigative show on network television, the season premiere of 60 Minutes. And, of course, it'll also be the network television premiere of the hit movie comedy Roxanne with Steve Martin. And, Ken, what about Major Dad?
Major Dad, Gerald McRaney. He's from down in my part of the country, Biloxi, Mississippi, pretty close to Mobile, where I hail from. And, of course, he keeps things in-house. He's married to Delta Burke of CBS's Designing Women. Do you know that, JB?
Thanks for the information.
I'm just full of information.
I'll be tuned in anyway. Saints, 1st and 10. Ball at their own 7. This is Hilliard, and Hilliard takes it across the 10 to about the 12-yard line. And the Saints, as you take a look at what they've done, their first 3 possessions couldn't have been written any better.
Well, that's the way they play the best, and it's the thing that has destroyed Green Bay in their last game with Tampa Bay. Long, sustained drives, ball control.
As the clock continues to run, which the Saints, of course, smile about. 10 minutes left in the first half. 2nd and 5 for the Saints. Hilliard, the lone back. This is Craig Hayward in motion. Hilliard, the ball carrier. And Brian Noble, the tackler, in the backfield. A loss of 4 on the play.
Well, Green Bay's playing much tighter since they have the Saints backed up. Their corners aren't off as far. Their linebackers are playing much closer. They want to try to hold them here so they can get some field position out of this.
New York Jets blanking Cleveland.
Pittsburgh finally scored in 2 weeks.
And the Raiders trying to do some things. Of course, Mike Shanahan, he has to win.
Got all that speed out there. He needs to get the ball in the hands of those fast ones.
3rd and 9. And New Orleans has been 4 of 4 on 3rd downs. We'll see what happens here. 4 wideouts for Hebert. And he throws the ball to Craig Hayward. And Hayward tried to catch it with that left hand with the hairline fracture of the thumb, and he couldn't hold on to it.
Well, we talked to Hayward yesterday, and he's got a cracked thumb on his left hand, and maybe this has something to do with not catching this ball. The protection is good. You see it there. There's Hayward coming across. I don't think it has anything to do with catching the ball. I just think he was harassed by the linebacker.
That was all chest that time. That is the same thumb, however, that he broke when he was in college at Pittsburgh. George Winslow back in his own end zone to punt for the Saints. And barely gets it off. And Mickey Sutton makes a little something out of it, bringing it back to about the 33-yard line. A 34-yard punt, 13-yard return. Packers will have it when we come back.
Today's small cars are tougher than ever on oil. Their high-compression engines not only rev high, they can run hotter than regular small car engines. Their searing heat can begin to break down an oil immediately. That's why there's Castrol, the motor oil that in every grade provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol before your engine does something to get you heated up. Castrol, engineered for today's smaller cars.
Rough day. Sure glad that's over with.
After a day like this, you head for the beer that goes down smooth as a mountain stream. Boy.
Rough day. Rough day. Your horse did all the work.
Listen to the heartbeat of America.
For today's work, today's world, Chevrolet will introduce more new trucks in 1990 than anyone else anywhere. Nobody's winning like the heartbeat of America. Today's truck is Chevrolet.
The heartbeat of America. Today's truck is Chevrolet.
60 Minutes, everybody's favorite, returns tonight with 3 brand new stories to start its 22nd season. Same time, same place.
Watch Tiger Green, far right-hand side of your screen, almost blocked this punt. I think the thing that is important, though, watch this little disco move he puts right there. Another little disco move that he does right here to avoid, right there, to avoid roughing the kicker.
Disco move.
Disco move.
Well, the Packers will love nothing better than to show some fancy moves getting to the end zone. 1st and 10. Ball marked at the 32 of New Orleans. And a fumble on a play, but it looks like the Pack did recover. And the miscues continue for Green Bay.
Well, you know, they get the field position that they need with an opportunity to somewhat get back in the game, and then they have an exchange problem. And I don't know if Don McCaskey's feeling the pressure, or if the entire team is feeling the pressure, but they're completely out of sync.
Loss of 2 on the play, and you saw the face of Lindy Infante, and boy, that said it all. Frustration galore here in the first half. 2nd and 12. Fullwood, the lone back for the Packers. McCaskey complete to Perry Kemp, and Kemp got near the 1st down marker. We'll see how close before being run out of bounds by Robert Massey, the rookie out of North Carolina Central. And it looks to be more than enough if they were at the regular line of scrimmage. An 11-yard
I think we're going to be short here.
So this will be 3rd and 1, and James Campen, the ex-Saint, is in as an eligible receiver. Mendidier in motion. Forward. And boy, I tell you, Ken, now I can come forth and say that was enough for
first down.
First half action coming to you from Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. James Brown along with Ken Stabler, and it's been all New Orleans Saints in the first half. The score tells it all, and possession time also says it.
Well, they need to get in right here. They get some points, go in, they got 7 minutes left. There's an awful lot of time. In a situation like this, the last thing you want to do is any kind of panic. Stay within your game plan, methodically work the ball down. There's plenty of time.
Terry Kemp in motion. And the reverse to Sterling Sharp. But the Saints had it diagnosed nicely. And Sharp loses a yard on the play. Boy, did New Orleans have that one read well. Could part of New Orleans' read have also been in maybe the poor execution of it?
Pardon me?
Telegraphing that play?
I don't think there's any doubt about it. I think that the play developed awfully slow. James Haynes, number 92, the left outside linebacker for the Saints, got upfield, contained it, forced it back in, let the pursuit catch it. That play has to hit a lot quicker than that. Good place on the field for the play, but it has to hit quicker.
Frank Warren also gave James Haynes some help. Of course, Haynes in for the injured Ricky Jackson. We'll be getting an update from Ricky Jackson at halftime. Find out how he's doing back in New Orleans as Mikowski. Play action. Complete to the big tight end, Ed West. And West, the official says, hit ground about 6 inches from the goal line.
Right here, he's going to give a little play fake into the line of scrimmage, and this tight end is going to slide across right over there. Watch this. The play fake is to hold the linebackers. There's the play fake. Here comes West across the field, wide open. Nice read, nice completion.
And boy, the way West has been playing, that's a big target that the Packers ought to be going to a bit more today.
They need to spread the ball around, as you said. The tight end becomes awfully important on this part of the field.
Mendidier in motion. This is Forward, and he's met in midair. No gain. And boy, he was met in midair. Collision.
Well, you're playing on the line of scrimmage. Watch these people meet him right as he goes over the top. Here's Fullwood trying to get over the top. There's Sam Mills, number 51, coming in. The safety, Antonio Gibson coming in. Good goal line defense.
As Infante going down the play list, looking for something to work. All officially marked at the 1, 2nd and goal. Ed West and Clint Didier, 2 tight ends in for the Pack. Power formation. Didier in motion. Forward tries it again. This time he's successful. Touchdown Green Bay. No flag. Well, Forward said he wanted to carry the ball more. Maybe that'll help make a strong case for it.
That's right. They get in the end zone, get the game close a little bit where they don't have to throw the ball all the time. They're playing so far behind all the time. Forward becomes a bigger factor.
Chris Jackie on the point after. It's up and it's good. And that is the first touchdown that the New Orleans Saints in 12 quarters.
Well, here it is from the line of scrimmage. Didier comes in motion, number 80. Block Bet Maxey right there, and it's just Fullwood over the top behind the lead blocker, Craig Hayward. Power football.
Well, Ken, now we know that Lindy Infante is an offensive genius and has dubbed his offensive scheme, if you will, pass to daylight. Explain to us what that is and whether or not maybe he ought to just go back and try to play to the key players.
Well, I think the pass to daylight, as he calls it, They have an awful lot of options that are given to all their players. There's options given to their quarterback and all the receivers. In the process of the play, as the quarterback's dropping back, he has different options to go to. The receivers have different option routes to go to based on what the defense gives them. It's a good offensive system, but you have to have, I think, veteran players, a sharp, smart veteran players, experienced quarterback in order to make that kind of offense work, as he had with Kenny Anderson in Cincinnati, that type of player. He doesn't have an experienced quarterback in this system as of yet.
Is it something that you think the guys can learn, and does Infante understand that it may take time as he phases that in?
No, I don't think there's any doubt. I think it's going to take some time, and I think he understands that. It's whether or not he will get that time.
Chris Jack, who kicked it off, and the ball is touched by Paul Frazier, and he decides to down it in the end zone as the Saints will start at their own 20, and actually a smart play by the rookie who didn't really get frustrated to try and run with it.
Exactly.
7 plays, 32 yards, 346 culminated with a Brent Fullwood 1-yard dash and leap.
And that's the kind of team football that they have to play. If you look back on that, the defense held them backed up, made them punt, they got midfield field position out of it, and then the offense takes it up. The entire football team involved in that score.
Certainly don't want to tire out the Tag defense for the second half as much as they've been on the field. Lonzel Hill and Floyd Turner, the 2 wide receivers for the Saints. Hebert, play action. Complete to Hayward out of the backfield, and Hayward using that head to push for the extra yardage, a 9-yard head run.
Head run, Craig, iron head. Good blocker, good receiver, good all-around player. The problem with Ironhead so far is he late getting into camp. His weight has been somewhat of a problem, and of course the broken thumb.
I kind of like the way you describe anytime you see a big back flattening somebody like that. Second and 1 for the Saints. Ball at their own 29. 4:09 remaining in the first half. Ironhead in motion. This is Hilliard. He's got the first down and plenty more. So Dalton Hilliard running as if that thigh contusion isn't very bothersome.
Well, at the top of the show, we talked about people have to make things happen. Number 97 right here, Tim Harris on defense, has to make it happen. He didn't play very well last week, had 7 tackles, no sacks. People expect him to get sacked. Misses a tackle right here. Last week, the night before the game, Tim Harris missed curfew, was fined $1,000 by Coach Infante. The press jumped all over it. The fans jumped all over it. Something they probably should just let die. It's not anything that people do on a consistent basis. Every now and then. He's a good football player.
Ex-Saints player Van Jakes, left cornerback for the Packers, limped off the field in that last play as Hebert goes back to pass with time, and it's complete to his tight end, Greg Scales, for yet another first down. So the Saints marching downfield, 17 yards on the play.
As we were talking about, here's the quote that came from Lindy Infante, and as I said, he fined him. It was handled in-house, and they think that the situation has been handled, and the media needs to just let it drop. Tim Harris is a good football player, dedicated to what he does, a really intelligent guy who is a part of the community, and he's the guy that they look for to make things happen. He's blown somewhat out of proportion.
He said he's a lot like yourself, Kenny. He doesn't like to go to sleep early the night before a game. He just stays up late. He wasn't doing anything wrong.
He's a night person, a night owl.
Hebert with daylight connecting on that pass to Greg Scales. And Scales with an 8-yard pass reception. Stopped by Johnny Holla.
They've had some injuries at the tight end situation. Scales has filled in well. Hobie Brenner's been beat up. There you see Greg Scales, and Hobie's back now. John Tice has been injured, and he is back. And Scales has really filled in well for those injured players.
So Van Jakes, apparently just slightly shaken up on the play 2 plays before, is back in the game, and he'll have a bit more time to rest with the 2-minute warning mark.
This isn't an ad for a car company. This is an ad for Zenith's 35-inch digital television with premium stereo and the incredible experience of Dolby surround sound. When you have a Zenith television like this, if you want to, hurry home. Zenith. Quality.
I wanted to live in the Rocky Mountain region. 12 or 13 of us have played together now for 8 to 10 years. We just have a good time.
Keep it down.
What Tom does is he doesn't care if we make mistakes. He doesn't get down on anybody.
A lot of these players depend on Tom Dater for their life insurance.
It's all teamwork. It's, no individual players.
He's been on their team for 10 years and with New York Life for 18 years.
Why would I buy insurance from a stranger when I can buy it from the worst fullback in Boise?
New York Life, the company you keep.
Most men won't even discuss it with their wives, but when they start losing their hair, they talk about it with me. I say, don't waste your time with those miracle formulas. The Food and Drug Administration says there's no proof that they grow hair. The thing to do is to see a doctor. Doctors have the only treatment programs that are proven to work. Men listen because they know I'm making sense. After all, I'm a doctor.
Only your doctor has treatment programs that work. So see your doctor or call this toll-free number.
You would never know by this beautiful scene here that you're in Green Bay, for those of us accustomed to hearing and associating Green Bay with nothing but snow. Beautiful. But September, as we talked at the top of the show, has not been good to Green Bay. And we'll talk a bit more about that. Coming up at halftime, it'll be Brent and Irv and Dick Butkus with highlights and latest information. And a story of Chicago's quarterback this year, Mike Tomczak, who's got some pretty big sunglasses to fill. Of course, we're talking about Jim McMahon.
You bet, and he's later today going up against what I think might be the best defense in the NFC, maybe in the NFL, and my pick to go to the Super Bowl for the NFC, the Minnesota Vikings. Second tough test in a row for Mike Tomczak.
Probably the best rivalry in the NFL right now, Minnesota and Chicago. Saints on 2nd and 2. Hebert, the handoff to Hayward, and Hayward showing good agility as he gets plenty more than the necessary yardage for the first.
Yeah, the offensive line to get man-on-man blocking, and then the back just reads which block is going the best, and he cuts off the guard or cuts off the tackle.
And even down 21-7, the Green Bay faithful urging on their team.
The Green Bay way.
Saints with two tight ends in on first down. Ball at the 37 of Green Bay. Hilliard, the lone back. Hebert with time connects with Mo Hill near the 30-yard line. It'll be marked at the 29, make that the 31. A 7-yard pass play from Hebert to Hill. Brian Noble on the tackle.
Bobby Hebert is really good in this offense. He gets back, he takes that short drop of 3 to 4 steps. He reads extremely quick and delivers the ball to the open man. It's just good ball control offense. He's perfect in this offense.
Lloyd Turner, wide to the near side. Play action, Hebert slips, regains his footing and passes to Craig Hayward. And Hayward rumbles his way inside the 25, stopped by Bob Nelson. And it appears he definitely has enough for the first down when we come back. Go.
I'm telling you, she sold my house just like that. Dorothy Thompson, Century 21.
They listened to me, so they knew what I wanted.
Century 21? Yeah, my broker sold my house, and I wasn't even in town.
The Century 21 system sells more homes than anybody else because we have more experience than anybody else. But don't take our word for it. Ask a friend.
Come with us. He found us a house that supports everything. I'm going to live here forever. Century 21.
Continuing to do the job accurately as the Saints lead at 21-7. And you see the Saints with one timeout left, 41 seconds remaining in the half. Saints trying to add to that 21-7 pad.
Bobby Hebert 13 for 15 with 2 touchdowns. And I think he will always throw for a high percentage in this offense as long as they have some success running the ball.
Hebert connected on 84% of his passes last week. 1st and 10. Ball at the 24 of Green Bay. Going up top. Looking for Turner, and he's out of bounds. So Floyd Turner covered well that time by the ex-Saints player, Van Jakes.
Well, for those of you who don't think Bobby Hebert can throw the ball down the field, here's one about 40 yards, and look where he has it, right on the money, just a step off. Bobby Hebert can do whatever is necessary to win.
Well, you talk about corner being out on an island. No more of an indication than that by Van Jakes with strictly one-on-one coverage. Ninth play of this drive for the Saints with 36 seconds remaining in the first half. 2nd and 10, Hilliard and Hayward, the backs, with the pro set. This is Hilliard, and Hilliard running to about the 20, a 4-yard gain on the play as the clock continues to run.
No little hurry-up offense right here.
Hebert. Pass intended for Dalton Hilliard, who had it and dropped it.
Just as well. He would have probably been tackled. Linebacker all over him. He tackles him inbounds. The clock continues to run just as well. Now the clock stopped.
Mark Murphy provided the coverage. So Morton Anderson will get an opportunity to kick his first field goal of the afternoon. And of course, all the Saints fans know that he had a weak second half of the season last year. This will be a 38-yard field goal attempt by Morton Anderson. And the NFL's most accurate foot continues.
Morton Anderson may be the best place kicker in the league. As you said earlier, he had a weak second half last year. But I think he is the best kicker. Has extremely strong leg. He's accurate from all over the field. Either hash mark and a great guy to go along with it.
And the Saints increased that pad by 3. Ken, we talked a little bit about our lineup coming up in college football next Saturday. An impressive matchup with Michigan State. A 49-zip winner over Miami of Ohio yesterday, taking on Notre Dame, an impressive winner over Michigan. And in talking with Tony Mandarich, he thought that he would wait before passing judgment on how good Michigan State would be because he wasn't sure about their offense. Well, with 49 points, not much concern.
Looks like the offense is ready. They scored 49 points last week, and of course, if you watched Notre Dame in Michigan, a great game that was on CBS yesterday, should be a good contest.
Well, September, we continue to say, hasn't been good for the Packers. You see that stat there. When they trail at halftime, they have yet to win. Vince Workman and Carl Bland back deep for the Pack. And this is Bland taking it at his own 2. Across the 20, Bland still on his feet. To the 26-yard line. So an excellent return by Carl Bland of the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, coming up at halftime, it'll be Brent and Irv back in our New York studio. They'll have all the highlights in action from around the league. And there is some good action taking place. First string in the second city. Irv Cross went to Chicago, had a little chat with Mike Tomczak. I wonder if Tomczak is going to go out and buy himself some funky sunglasses or not.
Yeah, get a new wave haircut, some some shades, and he'd be ready to go.
Well, 7 seconds remaining in the first half here. And Fullwood adds to his ground game here, and he just didn't have enough time as Fullwood padding that rushing average, being run out of bounds by Antonio Gibson. And thanks to Antonio Gibson, because he was headed to pay dirt. That's the end of the first half with the score. New Orleans 24, Packers 7.
You're going to like it here. You got a great team behind you. You sure can't complain about the money. You putting that bonus to work? I don't know.
Call my Prue Beige broker.
Rock solid.
Fastball now on track.
Just like this club. At Prudential Bates, rock solid means an all-star team behind you, armed with the strength and resources to win.
You think you can win 20 in the majors?
Maybe. Maybe 21. Nice changeup.
Prudential Bates Securities, rock solid, market-wise.
Performance. For some people, it's more than a passion. It's a way of life. Well, for all those people for whom good enough just isn't good enough, there's Speed Stick Anti-Perspirant. Nothing is wider. Nothing glides on drier.
Nothing gives you all-day protection in a bigger way. All-day performance that's hard to beat. If you're going to give 110%, your antiperspirant should give 110% too. Speed Stick, the white stick.
By Menon.
Get ready for CBS Premiere Sunday. First, it's the season premiere of 60 Minutes. Then, Angela Lansbury hosts the celebrity-filled CBS Premiere Preview. Get an inside look at the new season, plus a full-length sneak preview of Major Dad. Then it's Steve Martin and Daryl Hannah in the network premiere of Roxanne. It's all new, all night on CBS Premiere Sunday tonight. TV Guide has made its choice. Their favorite this year is the famous Teddy Z. Who? Everyone's talking about John Cryer as the famous Teddy Z. Premieres Monday on CBS.
Welcome back to New York. Irv Cross's lock of the week, his Philadelphia Eagles, going down in smoke in RFK Stadium in Washington. This is embarrassing. Between you and Butkus, you managed to jinx every team in the National Football League.
We got a half left.
Take me through these highlights and tell me what happened, Big Irv.
First of all, the Redskins are red hot. Mark Rippon to the club this year. He goes in for a score, and the Redskins take an early lead.
And we get word out of Atlanta that I think the Dallas Cowboys have just punched in another one. Herschel Walker, 20 yards. He scored for both teams. If you don't believe me, watch this. Troy Aikman to Michael Irvin. Irvin once played for Jimmy Johnson at Miami. Watch him bust free for the Cowboys' first touchdown of the season, 65 yards. Okay, you want to see the Herschel Walker show. Well, here he is, scoring for Atlanta. Coughs it up, scooped up by Bobby Butler, and he'll go in for the touchdown, and it was 7-7. Well, we'll show you who. Here he is, his first of 2 touchdowns on the afternoon, banging in from 5 yards out. And just moments ago, you're looking at this as we see it for the first time. Great run by Herschel as he twists out of there and powers in. He's right, they got to use him more.
Give me the football, right?
21-10 is the score down there in Atlanta. All right, Jets and Cleveland. The stat here, the Browns were down by 7. They've scored twice, but the Browns defense on an interception of Kenny O'Brien, and now the Cleveland defense has scored 4 touchdowns already this year. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, I mean, the Steelers are awful this season. Right now it is 20-3. Raiders in Kansas City. Raiders always have trouble in KC, 17-16 Chiefs there. Miami and New England, 3 touchdown passes for Dan Marino, 89 games, 200 career touchdowns, the quickest that any quarterback has ever reached that figure. Now New Orleans and Green Bay, and the Saints have jumped all over the Packers. 24-7 is the count there. Bobby Hebert went down early, but after that it was all Saints.
Came right back. One of the things the Saints want to do is stretch an opponent's defense. Here he gets Lonzo Hill on a neat pass, 32 yards upfield for a touchdown. Hebert's not finished yet, though, Brent. Here he goes from the 1-yard line to Hobie Brenner is tied in for the touchdown, and the Saints have things well under control.
And why don't you come back and tell me about Mike Tomczak right after these messages from your local stations.
Get ready to win, because 6 million prizes are up for grabs.
Like TVs and VCRs.
Family dream vacations to Hollywood.
$5,000 in cash.
And 1990 Plymouth Voyagers. Find your Kmart newspaper circular, then watch CBS to win instantly. The CBS Kmart Get Ready giveaway starts tonight. We're ready!
Tonight, a major sneak preview. There'll be major laughs and major fun.
Nice kids. You ever whack them?
Major Dad after 60 Minutes tonight.
This is CBS. Highway to Heaven, weekdays at 3 on Channel 8.
Black Rock, Nevada and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Black Rock means land sailing, riding the wind across dry desert lakes. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer, cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer, and smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light.
There's nothing like the flavor of a special place, and Old Milwaukee beer.
Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
You know, guys, it doesn't get any better than this.
If you're looking for a rotor or a windshield wiper motor, yeah, you'll find it at CarQuest.
Gates says if your car's belts and hoses are 4 years old or older, it's time for a change. Because after 4 years, belts and hoses can go at any time, no matter how they look. So replace them with quality Gates products.
Take it from Roy Clark and the repairmen. If it's a really tough part, then don't lose heart. Yeah, you'll find it at CarQuest.
What's new in agriculture? Ask your new Norfolk King dealer. He has what's new. He has 2 new alfalfas, 3 new Milos, 10 new soybeans, and in corn, 14 new hybrids. Being the second largest seed company in America gives the new Norfolk King the resources to develop more new products. So ask your dealer. He has something new for every farm in America. New products from the new Norfolk King, the second largest seed company in America.
Welcome back to our New York studio doubleheader day. And coming up next, some of you are going to see Detroit against the Giants, Phoenix against Seattle, San Francisco and Tampa Bay. But most of you will see the big NFC Central shootout between the Vikings and the Bears. Now, Chicago is led by quarterback Mike Tomczak, who is 16-3 as a starter. And this week, Irv visited with the confident young passer who is no longer the unknown soldier of Soldier Field.
If Mike Tomczak sometimes seemed to be in a fog, that's no surprise. Serving as Jim McMahon's understudy was a tough role to fill. And just when Tomczak got going, injuries slowed him down. But when McMahon was traded to San Diego last month, there was a smooth transition at the helm.
I wished him well. You know, I gave him my phone number and told him to keep in touch during the season. Hopefully, you know, we'll be able to communicate. But, you know, what do you say?
What do you say about Mike Tomczak? He's 26 now, a product of the Chicago area, and a supportive parents. Mike's dad was his football coach in high school.
Did you always want him to be an athlete?
No, but I knew that he probably didn't have a choice growing up in this family with his father being a coach.
We are a close-knit family, and we try to keep it that way and hope it continues. But we're happy, really excited about him starting for his home team. I don't know how many quarterbacks in the NFL are doing it, but he's very fortunate, and we pray and hope he just continues like he is now.
If it wasn't for them, I don't think I'd be where I'm at today, because they've taught me to continue working hard and keep that strong work ethic.
Whether it's a Pop Warner League quarterback or calling signals in the NFL, Tomczak's work ethic is apparent. Last Sunday, he overcame a shaky start to lead the Bears past the Bengals. In his own quiet way, Tomczak shares the competitive fire of his more charismatic predecessor.
He's got great pride, and that's what makes him work right now. He wants it so bad to achieve. Now, I'm not sure why. I mean, maybe he wants it because of what athletes get out of succeeding, money and fame and glory and all that. But that's okay.
This is the first time I really never had any pressure from, you know, Jim McMahon coming back into his starting role. So I don't have to prove anything to the players nor myself, but I think the fans still have a lot of question marks, and I can't control the fans' decisions.
One group of fans has no doubt about Tomczak. Mike is of Polish descent, and Chicago has the largest Polish community outside of Warsaw. And in this part of the Windy City, fans now have their own favorite son quarterbacking their favorite team.
He's clean cut, he's nice looking, and I like him, I guess. My granddaughters are all crazy about him.
Like some of the other players that, like with steroid stuff going on right now, I mean, you haven't heard anything bad about him yet or anything. And I think he's a real good model for the kids.
My grandfather, he worked in the open hearts and the steel mill for 35 years, and the biggest thing he always told me, he goes, remember one thing, you're a Tomczak, and Tomczaks are tough people. You don't let anybody else jump on you, and I don't want people to say there's anything false about me. That's the biggest thing that I try to guard against. You know, what you see is what you get when you talk to Tomczak, and, you know, the image I present is real.
It's amazing what he's accomplished. He's a free agent quarterback, but Irv, what's he up against in the Vikings today?
The best defense in football. You have a tenacious defense, Brent, and I think any quarterback is going to have a headache playing against them.
All right, now let's send you back to the stadium and the game you're enjoying on CBS.
Back here at halftime in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and it's been all New Orleans Saints in the first half. They lead it 24-7, and I guess Ken Stabler perhaps as much as anything in the first half, showing how much it was all New Orleans, was Bobby Hebert bouncing back from a temporary slight injury.
Well, you look at the left-hand side of the screen, you're going to see number 56. There he comes. Bernell Dent puts that helmet right on the ribs, right there. And he gets the ball off, complete pass. But 5 plays later, Bobby Hebert, tough kid, is back in there 5 plays later. And here he hits Mo Hill on what I think is a busted coverage. The safety doesn't get over there. But 5 plays later, he hits Mo Hill for the touchdown.
Make no mistake about it, Green Bay was sputtering in the first half, trying to find some kind of offensive consistency. What's it going to take for them to do the job better in the second half?
Well, I think it's just execution, JB. I think the first thing they could start with is have the ball. The Saints have controlled the ball for twice as much time, 19 minutes to 11 or something like that. They need the football. Defense has got to stop them, and then they've got to get some consistent drives going.
Well, you just got finished giving one of the very important halftime statistics. Let's take a look at what happened in the first half. Kenny talked about the 19 minutes possession time for New Orleans. A little misleading, though, in terms of total yards as far as Green Bay is concerned.
Well, if you notice at the end of the half right there, Brent Fullwood breaks one for about 40 yards. You take that off of their total yards, and the Saints are dominating.
All right. Well, New Orleans Saints showing why they think this ought to be their year. They lead it 24-7. CBS Sports coverage of the NFL football will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
Cars aren't cheap, never have been. That's why I never take shortcuts with cheap oil and air filters. Give me AC filters every time. AC filters match the original specs on my cars like a nut on a bolt.
Precision AC Delco parts. They don't just fit, they match.
Keep your car running the way it was made to run.
Now get up to $8.80 back on AC filters and plugs. See your retailer for details.
It's the best territory, First Interstate Bank territory. Because with a First Interstate Bank card, you can get cash anytime, day or night. From Washington, D.C. to New Mexico, Colorado to Nevada. In fact, all across the U.S. with Cirrus ATMs. So get a First Interstate Bank card and cash in on our territory. First Interstate Bank, we go the extra mile for you.
Logan Pass, Montana and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Logan Pass means trailblazing, exploring the wilderness of Glacier National Park. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer. Cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer and smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light.
There's nothing like the flavor of a special place, an Old Milwaukee beer.
Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
Guys, it just doesn't get any better than this.
For a bear of a thirst, I reach for it first.
I can drink a lot more.
And it settles the score.
Four Fingers number 7, the taste is pure heaven.
It's the drink of the moon.
It's playing altitude. It moves Louis' lips.
It shakes Eric's hips.
So look out, Pepsi, the move is on. Now we're singing the Diet Coke song.
Diet Coke has the real cola taste you can drink a lot more of because it's just 1 calorie.
Yo, just for the taste of it. Diet Coke.
Here at Lambeau Field. Not an awful lot to cheer about in the first half as the Packers trail 24-7 to the New Orleans Saints. Green Bay will receive to start off the second half. And as we left you at the end of the first half, we told you that whenever Green Bay is trailing at the half, not very pleasant.
Well, you get behind and you have to throw the ball, and it goes against everything that you try to do on offense. Everybody in the house knows what you're going to have to do, and today it doesn't seem to be any exception. Playing from behind is not the way that you want to play, especially with a young, inexperienced team, especially at quarterback.
Bobby Hebert last week, 84% completion against the Dallas Cowboys, picking right up where he left off. An impressive first half. And Ken, and again, we're not trying so much to be big Bobby Hebert boosters, overly so. But so many people say, well, the Saints can't really go into place unless they have a pro-style quarterback. This guy does the job.
Well, everybody wants to compare their quarterback, whoever that may be. In this case, Bobby Hebert. They want him to be like a Randall Cunningham, run all over the field, make things happen. Like a Dan Marino, throwing the ball all over the field, making things happen. He's not that type, and he fits perfectly in Jim Mora's system.
And Jim Mora says he believes in good defense, special teams, and ball control on the offense.
Play good defense and control the ball on the ground, throw the little short intermediate things, and keep the ball out of the hands of the opposing offense.
Morton Anderson will be kicking off for the New Orleans Saints. Vince Workman and Carl Bland back as we take a look at Lindy Infante. And the Packer faithful really do have a lot of confidence in this guy, hoping that he can deliver for them. Rebound to respectability as Anderson puts a foot in this ball, driving Bland back. And Wise decides to down it. Packers will start off at their own 20-yard line.
Awfully important for them to come out now and do something. Get something started. The first series of downs in the second half is extremely important because you set the tempo. You set tempo for what's going to happen the rest of the second half.
Don Mikowski back at quarterback. You saw his numbers from the first half. Really has to do something to inspire some confidence in his players, belief in him.
He really does, and in defense of him, he really hasn't had the ball. Of course, when he's had it, he hasn't performed it that well, but the defense really hasn't helped.
Keith Woodside, split far to the near side, as Brent Fullwood drives hard, a hard-earned 5 yards by Brent Fullwood. Jim Wilkes on the stop. You know, Jim Wilkes was talking as well about he was so comfortable playing on that end position, doesn't particularly like the nose tackle, but Coach Morris says, hey, he's doing the job there.
I think that's one of the moves, as I said earlier, that's made this a better football team. He's not your typical nose guy. He's a tall, big, 290-pound nose man that can get a push on the center. He got the game ball last week. And when you get that push in the middle of the defense, it doesn't allow the opposing quarterback to step up.
Perry Kemp wide to the right. Sterling Sharp to the left. On 2nd and 5.
There he is. There he is.
And the man we just got finished talking about. First sack of the afternoon for the New Orleans Saints.
Well, here's a move that's helped this team. Watch Jim Wilkes right over the center, the nose man, number 94. He just beats the center. He beats Blair Bush. Gets in the quarterback's face, and that's the thing that's helped this defense, along with making David Waymer the free safety.
Well, I tell you, Jim Wilkes wants to go back to that end position. He's not helping his case with sacks.
I wouldn't look for him back
there. 3rd and 11 for the Pack. 4 wide receivers in for Green Bay. Ball on their own 19. Mikowski with time to Kemp, complete for the first down. With Perry Kemp pushed out of bounds by Troy Cook, but not before with enough yardage for the first down.
Well, they don't get as big a push. They play zone. Watch the linebackers. The linebackers are all good. Watch the safety drop out of there. They're all going to be dropping out, playing a deep type zone. There goes number 53, Vaughn Johnson. Zone, steps up, plenty of time, and then finds Perry Kemp over on the sideline.
Good job by the offensive line that time. 1st and 10 for Green Bay. Just starting the 3rd quarter here. Green Bay trailing by 17 points. Mikowski back to pass on 1st down. Flag in the backfield. One-handed by Woodside. And spins his way up to about the line of scrimmage as Jim Wilkes right on top of the play, driving him back. And there are 2 flags down on the play. And Ben Drive says the Packers will take it back. You know, your guy Stan Brock was talking a little bit about how animated Ben Drive can be. Says the players can actually have a conversation with him out there.
It looks like they're talking it over, having a lot of fun out there. Here's our call.
Illegal motion. Illegal motion. Holding. 10-yard penalty, and it's 1st down.
Well, we said Ben was an animated type fellow, and he just gave us a little example of that, didn't he? Ben couldn't get his gear to work.
Stan Brock was saying they were discussing the steak dinner one time in the huddle, and Ben told him it wasn't too good.
We're going to have to put a bleeper on the officials.
So Green Bay in a deeper hole. It'll be 1st and 20. Ball marked at their own 23. Believe it or not, only the 2nd penalty of the ball game. So Ben Drive not showing with his crew quick flags. Woodside in the slot for the Pats. Mikowski this time having to run under pressure. And another flag on the play as Mikowski is run out of bounds by James Haynes. And Ben Dwight will let us know what the infraction is this time. Well, as you can tell, Ben Dwight, very, very authoritative. And this one will be signaled against the Saints.
So we're going to get defensive holding, automatic first down.
Speaking of defensive holding, we're going to let you in on what our conversation with Ricky Jackson was of the New Orleans Saints at halftime. He's watching this game closely, of course, and certainly we wish him the best in terms of his recovery. But he said,
holding. Oh, that's a first down, 5 yards, and a first down.
Attaboy, Ben. Attaboy, Ben. Tell him.
If Ricky Jackson were here, he'd be talking to him. But Jackson said, as far as New Orleans defense in the first half, only thing he was upset about, very upset about, was that 72-yard run
that Brent Fullwood breaks off.
You got it.
That's the kind of player he is. I mean, he's an emotional leader. He's an emotional leader of that ball club, and he wants to be out there. He says he's going to be back in 2 weeks. Now, whether or not he'll be back in 2 weeks, who knows? But Ricky Jackson's there in New Orleans watching the game, and as you said, we want to wish him our best. He's a terrific player, the emotional leader of this group, and he'll be missed.
Now, the doctors said that Ricky Jackson will be back in 4 weeks. Jackson said 2 weeks.
Well, Ricky hangs his shingle on the wall. Dr. Ricky Jackson says that he will be back in 2 weeks.
After, of course, everyone found out it was okay, Dave Weymouth said when he went to visit him in the hospital, he looked like that guy that Mike Tyson hit in the eye.
Mitch Green.
That's right.
Mitch Green.
Mikowski, back to pass. Complete to Sharp. And Sharp across midfield to about the 47-yard line.
Well, as we said at the top, the thing that makes things happen for Green Bay's offense is Brent Fullwood. He's been very productive today. And, of course, you've got to find ways to get the ball in Sterling Sharp's hands. Here's a replay of it. It's just a zone by the Saints. They're all dropping out. Mikowski gives a look downfield, has nothing, takes his outlet over here to Sterling Sharp. And when this guy's best is after he catches the ball, he's excited.
And believe it or not, that's only the first catch of the day for Sterling Sharp, underscoring the need to get the ball to him more.
I think you have to find ways. Short passes, hitches, screens, whatever you can do.
First down. This is Fullwood. And Fullwood showing why he wants the ball more. Inside the 40 to the 38. Sam Mills on the stop. An 8-yard gain by Brent Fullwood.
Rippon and company doing a number. The Cowboys off to a pretty good start against Atlanta.
Cleveland bouncing back after trailing 7-0 there.
Bernie Kosar. Pittsburgh
having trouble putting points on the
still
board
only
again.
scored 3 at 2 weeks. AFC West battle. Dan Marino must be hot today.
2nd and 2 for the Packers. Sterling Sharp out. 2 tight ends in for the Pack. Ed West and Clint Didier. This is Fullwood. And Fullwood runs smack in the jumpy gathers. And the 5th-year right end from Wichita State ensures that there's no gain on that play. You know, believe it or not, there were a number of people who believed that Brent Fullwood, coming out of college, was a better runner.
A lot of people, I think, there's a comparison right there. You see, he's carried the ball less for more yards. Maybe he's broken longer runs, but there are a lot of people, a lot of knowledgeable people that thought that Brent Fullwood was a tougher, stronger runner than Bo Jackson.
He came to camp with a new attitude, had a good camp, and he's shown well so far. 3rd and 2 for the Pack. 4 wideouts. This is Perry Kemp in motion. Fake the inside handoff. And Herman Fontenot still has room. He gets the first down. So Herman Fontenot. The pickup from the Cleveland Browns with an 8-yard gain on the play.
Well, that's number 27. You see Herman Fontenot, and he is the H-back in this particular offense, and he has to have those receiving skills. But you see they're going to have a little fake. They're going to fake that reverse. They fake it to Kemp. He gets outside and gives Fontenot a chance to release into the flats. Nice little safe pass for the first down.
So the Packers. 1st and 10. Ball at the 30 of New Orleans. And a quick pass over to Sharp. Complete at the 25. So a 5-yard pickup. And Mikowski showing a bit more confidence on this drive.
Got something going now. They've got a little drive started. And I think the thing that makes it happen is they're spreading the ball around. Brent Fullwood's running well. They got the ball to Sharp. They throw the ball out in the flat to Fontenot. And I think they got the Saints a little bit off balance now.
Ken, as well as the Saints have played defensively, do you see them missing the fire of Ricky Jackson, or has it been pretty solid?
I think they played pretty solid. I think Ricky Jackson, an emotional leader, will be missed, but that's a pretty tough group out there right now.
With 3 wide outs on second down, this is Brent Fullwood, the ball carrier, and he runs smack into Jumpy Geathers and Frank Warren.
Jim Mora yesterday said that Frank Warren was probably playing the best football he's seen him play since he's been here. He's a good pass rusher. He was in New Orleans when I was there, and he had the reputation of being a good pass rusher, but didn't play the run as well as they would like. He's worked on that, playing good football.
You talked a little bit about Bobby Hebert being compared to Dan Marino. Well, this is the kind of quarterback Marino is. 3 touchdown passes today, and the Dolphins. Impressive. On 3rd and 3, Mikowski has run for the first down, and smartly this time decides not to challenge the defense.
Looked like a designed quarterback draw. I know they do have that in their situation, and with a guy like Mikowski here who has all that running ability, good play. Well, here it is. It's a designed quarterback draw. They push the guards out, the defensive ends. He breaks up in there. And then the next thing you do is either take on the linebackers and safety people or slide down. Doesn't take a Philadelphia lawyer to figure out what you need to do there.
Well, you remember the first half when Mikowski went head-on with Robert Massey and paid the price. Smartly this time adjusted. He's no dumb quarterback.
Take care of yourself.
Ball at the 16 of the Saints. 1st and 10 for the Pats. Play action with time to Woodside. Low catch by Keith Woodside. Excellent hands. About 2 yards shy of the first down marker. Sam Mills on the tackle.
Here you're going to see Keith Woodside. He's going to come all the way across the field. They're going to have a play fake. There's the play fake to hold the linebackers. There goes Woodside. Now watch the catch. Ball thrown low, good hands. Nice play. All those H-backs have to have the receiving skills in Infante's offense.
Second-year player from Texas A&M, Keith Woodside, as you take a look. 11 plays on this drive so far. Pack looking like the Saints of the first half. Ball at the 8 on second down. This is Fullwood. And he drives and dives inside the 5 to about the 3. .6:35 remaining in the third. Pack trailing 24-7. James Brown along with Ken Stabler. And a better-looking Green Bay team in the second half so far.
Well, you don't know what they told him at the halftime. I'm sure they had some sharp words for him, but the thing that you see is more variety on offense. It's blocking good from Fullwood. They're spreading the ball around to their backs and to the outside people.
1st and goal for the Pack. Ball marked at the 4 of New Orleans, and the Saints call timeout. And we'll take one as well. Green Bay threatening, trailing by 17.
Oh, 5 more minutes. It's our anniversary. Let's call in sick.
Can't.
Oh, 10 years deserves something.
True.
Haven't I made you coffee for 10 years?
Haven't I had to drink it? Now, come on.
Why?
Show your friends this. Happy anniversary.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The Diamond Anniversary Band. This year, tell her you'd marry her all over again.
Okay, I'll show him. Tomorrow.
Wouldn't it be great if you were at the series and the manager needed a pinch hitter and remembered you from Little League and it was out of here? And wouldn't it be great if instead of calling, you know who brought beer? Really great beer like Keystone. The fresh, cold-filtered beer in a can that tastes like beer in a bottle because of Keystone's specially lined can. And wouldn't it be great if your face was on a cereal box? Introducing Keystone and Keystone Light. Bottled beer taste in a can. Wouldn't that be great?
Dad, can I parachute out of my bedroom window?
No.
Can I grow a mustache?
No.
Can we go shark fishing?
No. No.
Dad, can I have a pet monkey?
No.
Oh, darn. Beekeeping!
No.
Dad,
What?
can we go to McDonald's?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Can I drive?
No.
Oh.
Field position not only looking good for Green Bay at this point, the numbers as well. Only 8 first downs in the entire first half for the Pack. 6 so far on this drive alone. And a first and goal. Ball marked at the 4 of the Saints. Perry Kent wide to the right.
Little play pass, maybe. Nope.
Fullwood, the ball carrier. Dragging Sam Mills with him. Second effort, touchdown, Green Bay.
Tough runner.
And Sam Mills is no weakling, but Brent Fullwood showing good driving ability with those legs, Snake.
Well, like we said, a lot of people, a lot of knowledgeable football people have speculated that Brent Fullwood was a tougher runner than Bo Jackson. Here you see it right here. Watch the leg drive. It's a determination to get the ball into the end zone. Once he gets right here and you start getting hit right there, watch him take Sam Mills in there. Good, tough running, determination. Here's a better angle of it. He's going to get the ball off of the right side of your screen right there. Now watch Sam Mills get to him 51. Right here. Good hit. Squares up on him. Now watch the leg drive. Watch the leg drive. Looking for the end zone. That's tough running.
Well, getting up slow on the play for the Packers, Blair Bush, the Plan B free agent, 12-year veteran, walking off the field under his own power. He's replaced by Mark Cannon, number 58, the 6-year vet from Texas Arlington. And this is Chris Jackie with the point after attempt. It's up. And it's good. And Brent Fullwood helping the Pack get back in the game, trailing by only 10.
I got a phone call this morning from one of our oldest customers. He fired us. After 20 years, he fired us. Said he didn't know us anymore. I think I know why. We used to do business with a handshake, face to face. Now it's a phone call and a fax. Get back to you later. With another fax, probably. Well, folks, something's got to change. That's why we're going to set out for a little face-to-face chat with every customer we have.
But Ben, that's got to be over 200 cities.
I don't care. Thanks.
If you're the kind of business that still believes personal service deserves a lot more than lip service, welcome to United.
Larry. Lewis.
That's the way we've been doing business for over 60 years.
Ben, where are you going? To visit that old friend who fired us this morning.
United. Come fly the friendly skies.
If you like to be seen in all the right circles,
it's the right beer now.
If you think there's a certain quality to beer that comes from up here,
right beer now.
If you believe in letting the good times pour, reach for the silver bullet, the one that won't slow you down.
Coors Light, yeah, it's the right beer now. It's the right beer now.
Taking my rightful seat at this table.
Can a cop penetrate the mob and destroy it from within? Don't miss the season premiere of Wise Guy, starring Ken Wall, Wednesday.
Well, Lindy Infante has a bit more of a reason, maybe not to smile, but certainly not have any worry wrinkles as much as worry wrinkles as in the first half.
Well, that's what he's looking for, to spread the ball around and get Fullwood involved more. We noticed that Sterling Sharp was doing something in that particular series. That's what he wants.
Jackie picking off to a trio of Saints, and it's Paul Frazier. Taking it at the 8, he's across the 20 and slips and falls at about the 21-yard line. And we still have a high-scoring affair in Washington, D.C. Atlanta still making it a game against the Cowboys. First sellout there in quite some time. And the Cowboys still can attract the crowd on the road.
Boomer and company doing it. Well, the crowd's back in the game now, and of course, the thing the Saints have to do is they have to get something going to take the crowd out of it and reestablish the momentum.
And Tim Harris defensive captain for the Pack, counting the number of players on the field to make certain they had enough out there. On first down, Hebert back to pass. Complete to Brenner. So about the 27, 28-yard line. Call it a 6-yard gain. Hebert to Brenner. Solid doubleheader action here today on CBS. Perhaps the hottest rivalry in the NFL, Minnesota and Chicago. That'll be taking place in Chicago. And Detroit with Barry Sanders in tow, taking on the New York Giants, coming off of that big win over the Washington Redskins last Monday night. That'll be coming up next here on CBS. 2nd and 4 for the Saints. 3 wideouts. Mo Hill in motion. Going up top and overthrows the intended receiver. That's the Pro Bowler, Eric Martin. So Martin, who did not start the game today, and actually Martin was on crutches last Monday coming off of the game with the Dallas Cowboys, giving it just a little bit of a go.
And you see him walking off the field, giving a little bit on that ankle. I really don't think that he's full speed. And the only time we'll see him in specialized situations as we did then.
On 3rd and 4, the Pack with the nickel defensive package in. And will the crowd keep Hebert from running this play? They do not. Although Hebert had to get rid of it awfully fast. The crowd didn't stop him, but Robert Brown certainly did. So the Saints forced into their second punting situation of the afternoon. George Winslow kicking to Mickey Sutton back deep for the Pack. And good hang time. And Winslow's kick with a 4.6 hang time negates a run back attempt by the Pack.
We recognize how important every 800 caller is to your business. We recognize that. And if for some reason there's a disruption in that service, we know you can't afford to be out of business. We have a new AT&T 800 assurance policy. If you're not getting 800 calls for any reason, if it's an equipment failure, if it's a problem with the network, it doesn't matter to us. What matters to us is getting your calls to you. We guarantee we'll put you back in service to a working telephone line within an hour. That's what the assurance policy does for you.
Too many people think a spark plug's a spark plug. Well, all spark plugs aren't alike. These AC copper core plugs match my car's specs like rounds in a chamber, firing up to 30 times a second for up to 30,000 miles of high-revving firepower.
Precision AC Delco parts. They don't just fit, they match.
Keep your car running the way it was made to run.
Now get up to $8.80 back on AC filters and plugs. See your retailer for details.
This is a recipe for love. New Cheese Lovers Plus. Blend an abundance of 3 alluring cheeses. Add 2 irresistible toppings, your choice. And what you get is 1 provocative pizza. Get all this love for only $8.99. Or get twice the affection for just $4 more. New Cheese Lovers Plus from Pizza Hut. The name says it all.
Get ready for the CBS Premiere Preview. We're ready. With host Angela Lansbury and a special sneak preview of Major Dad. Tonight at 8.
Well, we said Mikowski had to come out and do something. The Packers had to do something in the second half to reestablish momentum. He's 5 for 5 in that last drive. He's got the crowd back in the game. Now, why has he done that? I think they've changed things up, and they let him throw the shorter, quicker passes where the rush doesn't get to him, and I think that's why he's having success now. They've also evened up the time of possession now. It's very, very close.
8 minutes on the last series for the Pack. Michael Haddix, the lone back for the Pack. First and 10 at their own 36. And Mikowski completes to Sterling Sharp for the first down. Milton Mack on the coverage. Sharp, 12-yard pickup.
Things exactly like that. Take that 5-step drop, that fairly short drop, get rid of the ball before that pressure gets to you, and then get it in the hands of the guys like Sharp.
Michael Haddix, the ex-Eagle player, out. Brent Forward back in. Mikowski seems to display nervous feet in the first half, not so much the second half.
I think, James, because earlier in the game that they were taking that deep drop and trying to get the ball downfield a little more. Now it's more of a nickel and dime type offense.
Out of the I formation, this is Perry Kemp in motion. Play action. Complete to Perry Kemp. And Kemp stays in bounds for the first down plus side.
Well, what's coming from the left-hand side of your screen, you're going to see Perry Kemp, and this is what we've been talking about. He's going to take the short drop. He's going to take the short drop. He's going to come right across there, and he doesn't have to hold the ball for a long time. They get the play fake to hold the backers, and there comes Kemp across your screen right there. And then from here on out, it's all Perry Kemp. Great effort right there to avoid Vaughn Johnson. David Waymer finally makes the play.
16-yard gain, ball marked at the 36 of New Orleans. Saints trying to defense. Sterling Sharp. And Sharp drags his man out about a half a yard shy of the first down marker.
Well, look how much room Massey's given Sharp. Sharp has caught some balls. He's got his respect now from Massey. Massey's giving him lots of room. Just raise up and take that little hitch.
And Dave Waymer talked about how important it was to see the character of the young, talented cornerback, Robert Massey, when he gets beat a few times.
He said the way that you can tell if a guy is going to be a good cornerback is how he reacts to getting beat several times.
2nd and 1 for the Pack. Ball marked at the 27 of New Orleans. Forward, first down, +5. Flag on the play. Jumpy Gathers on the stop.
Yeah, that flag is in the area of holding.
And it goes against Green Bay.
Offensive holding, number 58. 10-yard penalty, and it's 2nd down.
Snake, it's situations like this that Pat Swilling and Dave Waymer were telling us yesterday where Ricky Jackson really comes into play by chewing out his guys if the defense is real soft.
The emotional leader. He'll say something or hit a guy in the head or do anything he can to get his team emotionally up, and that's where you miss a guy like Ricky Jackson.
Mark Cannon, the culprit on that holding play. Makes it 2nd and 11 for the Pack. Ball pushed back to the 37 of the Saints. Herman Fontenot, wide to the left. Mikowski, and it's complete inside the 30. And give the credit to Sterling Sharp, a 10-yard pickup, so that means he's 1 yard shy of the first down.
Here's the way, and here David Waymer runs up here and tries to apply pressure from the outside, a way to try to get pressure with your safety man, but this real short drop that he takes, 5 steps, bap, the ball is gone, and no matter what they do, they're having trouble getting to him. I think that's the difference in the way that they played this half as compared to first.
For the guard, James Campen, number 63, in as an eligible receiver. On 3rd and 1. Forward. Huge hole. A foot race. Waymer stops the touchdown.
Nothing special, JB, just all man-on-man blocking behind his lead blocker. Then the rest is all Fullwood. That tremendous determination and leg drive breaks the tackle. David Waymer saves the touchdown.
For those who may have thought that Brent Fullwood was bragging, saying that I need the ball more as well as Sharp, he's showing he can deliver.
Told me yesterday he'd love to have it every time they snap it. I want it. He said if I get tired, I'll let them know.
First and goal. Ball marked at the 4. Mikowski. Ed West. Touchdown. Green Bay. So Green Bay making the game down by 3.
Well, here's a play that everybody has. It's a play fake, and then you slip your tight end behind it. Works very well. Touchdown, we got a horse race.
No one benefits more from that drive confidence-wise than Don Mikowski.
If you don't want to slow down on your way home.
It's the right beer now.
If you think having fun means jumping in with both feet.
It's the right beer now.
You realize that in some sports, you can't call a timeout. So call for the Silver Bullet, the one that won't slow you down.
Coors Light. Yeah, it's the right beer now.
Nice to have a good friend meet me at the airport. My new Regal. It's a car I can trust. The way GM makes these new ones, reliable, dependable, gives me the peace of mind I need. So take me home, friend.
GM is the only American car maker to offer a bumper-to-bumper warranty for 3 years or 50,000 miles on every model.
We help more Americans go to college, and we issue more MasterCard and Visa cards than any other company. We also serve millions of customers in every major marketplace worldwide. We're Citicorp and Citibank, America's largest financial services company. Whatever financial success you hope to achieve, whether it's business or personal, we can help you do it, and do it better than anyone else. Citicorp, because Americans want to succeed, not just survive.
After trailing by 17 at the half, Green Bay has put together 2 scoring drives. This one, 6 plays, 64 yards. A pass from Mikowski to Ed West. We now have a 3-point ball game. Chris Jackie taking off for the Pack. Back deep for the Saints. Frazier, Shepard, and Phillips. Low kick hits at the 10. Recovered by Phillips. And Phillips, for the Saints, takes it up to the 30-yard line, so about the 31.
Here's what makes it happen, JB. Both backs are going to fake up into this place. The tight end is going to slip out into this area, get the play fake, hold the linebackers. This is what makes it happen. There's the fake. Tight end slips out. Touchdown. I think the thing that's made Green Bay work better this particular half, this second half, it's been play selection. A better variety of play selection with more people involved in the game.
49 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Frazier met hard in the backfield. And Kenny Stills applying the hit. Little help from Tim Harris. Seconds and counting. Down in the third. Second down for the Saints. Hill in motion. Frazier, the ball carrier. up to the 35. And that's it. The end of the third quarter with the score. New Orleans 24, Green Bay 21. We now pause for a word from your local station.
This is CBS. Mr. Belvedere, weekdays at 4:30 on Channel 8.
Introducing McDonald's new McChicken Sandwich deal. Now, when you buy our country-style McChicken Sandwich at the regular price, you can get a large order of fries and a large Coca-Cola for only $1, which in chicken terms amounts to a... So buy a McChicken Sandwich for the regular price, and we'll hand you a large fry and a large Coca-Cola for only a... But hurry, this offer ends soon.
You've got an education. And you're comfortable with technology. You know the thigh bone is connected to the hip bone. Come on! You keep an open mind. Baby, you've got a plan. Achieve total lightosity. Old style lights.
This month on HBO, dreams come true. Make a wish. Follow a moonbeam. See the stars. The superstars. It's magic. It's HBO in September. Call now.
Tim Harris fired up with the crowd. 3rd and 5 for the Saints. Complete across the middle. And the Saints come out with the first down as Eric Martin shows the Pro Bowl receiving hands.
Good job. Good job by Eric. Good job by Bobby Hebert reading a blitz. Everybody up on the line of scrimmage, dropping back quick, getting rid of the ball.
First and 10 for New Orleans. Ball at the 48 of the Saints. Hebert to Hayward. Too low. Incomplete.
Watch number 97. Watch Tim Harris. This is what he does the best. Top of your screen, number 97 is harass quarterbacks. Right there in Bobby Hebert's face. Force him to hurry. That's what they've got to do on defense.
No one can say Harris isn't fired up today. Second and 10 for the Saints. Out of the pro set. Hayward in motion. Going up top. And a great comeback move by Eric Martin. Underthrown pass, great adjustment by the Pro Bowler.
Well, you never know if that's a design type thing. Didn't look like that. Again, heavy pressure on Bobby Hebert. Throws the ball up, and then the great adjustment by Eric Martin. Here's the pressure. That's what they have to do. Here comes Harris again. There, the ball is tipped. The ball is tipped. The ball is tipped. It's why the ball hangs in the air. And then a really nice adjustment by Eric Martin.
And Dave Brown was looking for the home run pass, spun around. Matter of fact, Saints, first and 10, ball at the 24 of the pack. Hebert looking for Mo Hill. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. No flag. 24-yard touchdown pass from Hebert to Mo Hill, burning the ex-Saint Van Jakes.
Well, they get the coverage they want, JB. They got him in a man-to-man, and that's what you want out of a zone-type team that's not used to man-to-man. Play fake, well-thrown ball. Van Jakes, number 24, beaten. Touchdown. Really nice throw and a very good call, and they got the coverage that they wanted.
Cool under pressure.
Oh, here. He's got a disco move of his own.
Gordon Anderson will attempt the point after. And it's good. So the Saints at the 13-24 mark move out by 10. Thanks to that young man right there, O'Hill.
My Uncle Roy T. Cashin was killed when I was 11 years old. It had a lot to do with me wanting to become a volunteer fireman.
Good morning, Neil. How you doing?
We have a lot of trust in each other because our lives are in each other's hands.
Many of these firefighters trust Neil Cashin with their life insurance. He's been with New York Life a long time, and with the fire department even longer.
If he's in the building with you, you don't have to worry about him leaving on you.
New York Life, the company you keep.
Matthew, did you lose your razor? I can't get around my Adam's apple. Can't get around half your face.
Introducing the Slim Twin Razor System, with the slimmest cartridge to reach every place on every face.
How do I look? Ugly.
New Slim Twin from Schick.
High school is just like a memory because...
So I went waiting to see Caroline, right? No, she wasn't there.
Every time I went to the prom, the girl was taller than me. I don't want to talk about it.
No, I said I'd like to find a dress. And she said, is this for your daughter or for your wife?
It's for my
What? You know why we don't talk about women? You only talk about things you know about, right?
Levi's 100% cotton Dockers. If you're not wearing Dockers, you're just wearing pants.
Dog pile on John! Yeah!
This NFL game summary is sponsored by Levi's 100% Cotton Dockers. If you're not wearing Dockers, you're just wearing pants.
Green Bay had been trailing by 17 at the half. Fullwood, Bukowski, and Sharp led them back to within 3. But the New Orleans Saints, Hebert and company, coming right back to push the lead back out to 10, 31-21, Slate.
Well, that's what you have to do. You get a team that has the momentum, have got the crowd involved. You've got to get out there. You've got to get something done to take the crowd out of the game and reestablish the momentum.
Kind of also goes back to what some of the Saints players are talking about. They know how to win. They take it as a challenge.
Well, Indy Infante told this team, you're going to play a lot of close games and all year long. We're not good enough to go out and just hammer people. We're going to have to win the close ones.
13-24 remaining in the contest. New Orleans on top, 31-21. This is Morton Anderson kicking off for the Saints. Back deep for the pack, Vince Workman and Carl Bland. And Anderson to Bland at the 4. Across the 15. So about the 22-yard line. A lot of action happening around the NFL, of course. Let's take you back to New York to Brett Musburger for an NFL report.
Well, James, the Atlanta Falcons are like the Green Bay Packers. They've come back in the second half. 2:17 to go in the third. They have outscored them 10-zip. Kenny Flowers' first NFL touchdown. Now a one-point game. Back to James.
Boy, the Swamp Fox down there. The Swamp Fox.
Swamp Fox is not finished. Making a horse race out of it. Got a good young quarterback down there. Chris Miller's got some ability. They got the nucleus of a pretty solid team.
An exciting player in Deion Sanders. First and 10 for the Pack. Ball at its own 22. Play action by Bukowski. Complete to Sharp. Worth of moves by Sterling Sharp.
Well, this guy's best after he catches it. Watch what happens after he catches it. He drives off the cornerback. He drives off the cornerback, catches the ball. That's Milton Mackey's doing a number on. Now watch this. Great running ability. Turns it upfield. Put the ball in the hands of the people that can make things happen. Fullwood, Sharp.
In basketball, we call those moves shake and bake.
Shake and bake.
First and 10. Ball at the 39 of New Orleans. Fontenot and Fullwood, the backs. To Sharp again. Enough for the first down.
Well, here it is. You see Mack is giving him so much room. He's got his respect. He's got all that room. All he does is drive him off, get him turned, and sit down. Turn those numbers. Turn the 84 to the quarterback. Make the catch.
And a nice pick move, helping to free Sharp. 1st and 10, ball at the 28 of New Orleans. Complete to Ed West. And West, second effort, near the first down marker. Consecutive completions by Don Mikowski. Snake, that's 3 shy of the record set by Lynn Dickey with 18 in a row set back in 1983.
Well, he was criticized last week for his bad decisions and his interceptions, and of course he didn't play very well in the first half. He's trying to prove something.
2nd and inches. Completion will not count to Sterling Sharp.
Too much time, maybe.
Delay the game.
30-second clock.
Before the ball was snapped. 5 yards. 2nd down.
Snake, as an ex-quarterback, what are you seeing in Mikowski that you're liking as you take a look at it? Lindy Infante looking at the action.
Well, I think a young quarterback, the thing you have to get going first of all is his confidence. And the way to do that is to call things that you know he's going to complete. Don't make him hold the ball back in the pocket for long periods of time. Call things where the ball is gone. He gets those completions. That builds his confidence that all of a sudden everybody rallies around him. It makes everybody better.
2nd and 5. Ball marked at the Saints 23. Play action. Complete to West. And West fighting his way up. Looks like he's got the first down. And he does.
They've been doing it all day long. There's a tight end who's going to come across. They're going to play fake to the backs up in there. That play fake is to hold the linebackers. There's the play fake. There comes Ed West. And he's a load after he catches it, about 240, 45 pounds, and you see he's hard to bring down. Great effort for the first down.
16 straight by Don Mikowski. 2 away from Lynn Dickey's 18 straight. 1st and 10. Play action. Wide open. West. Touchdown, Green Bay. No flags. Chris Jackie with the point after, and the pack continues to come back. Don Mikowski's 17th straight pass, a touchdown to Ed West. We got a game.
When people find Oldsmobile has just doubled the cash back on a new 1989 Oldsmobile Cutlass Sierra, they tend to do 2 things. Shop around a lot and buy one.
This is not your father's Oldsmobile. This is the new generation.
Get up to $2,000 cash back plus an additional $600 for qualified first-time buyers. That's the biggest cash back on Cutlass Sierra ever, on one of the biggest selections. That's the Big Easy. Hurry. See your Oldsmobile dealer today.
Over the years, much has changed about the game. Today, the best in the business fly. And the airline that takes over 300 college and pro teams to their chosen field is United. Come fly the friendly skies.
Once upon a time, there was a guy named Goldilocks who was thirsting for refreshment. But this one, and this one. So then he moved to Diet Coke, and it was just right. The real cola taste you can drink more of because it's just 1 calorie.
Hey, somebody's been drinking our Diet Coke. Yeah. And there he is. Hey, it's the Three Bears. What's up? Yeah. Just for the taste of it. Diet Coke.
The Big Ten power of Michigan State tries to topple Lou Holtz and the defending national champion Irish of Notre Dame next Saturday on CBS Sports.
Watch Ed West disguise this play. Here's the play fake this way. Watch he disguise this by falling down on the ground, appearing the block. Right there, Ed West, 86. There's the disguise, falls down, gets up. There's a play fake, slides across the field. Very same play they scored on last week against Tampa Bay. JB?
That's 245 pounds faking the slip.
How does he sneak across anywhere?
Chris Jackson taking deep to the trio of Saints. Frazier in the middle. Decides to bring it out. And gets flattened at the 15. Herman Fontenot. Don Mikowski, 17 straight completions. 1 shy of Lynn Dickey's record. And look at his numbers. He was 5 of 10 at the halfway point. Most consecutive passes completed in a game. 22 by none other than
Joe Montana.
Got it. Frazier to the 17.
Again, like the last series, again, when the Green Bay was going good with the crowd involved, the thing that the Saints offense has to do now is they have to maintain control of the ball, move it down the field, and try to get the crowd out of this game and try to get momentum back on their side. Don't get away from what you've been doing. Do the same things that got you the 28 points that you have, the 31 points that you have now.
Second and 7. Frazier in motion. Incomplete. Intended receiver, Craig Hayward. And the 57,000 plus here at Lambeau Field. Plenty to cheer about. The Pack, with 11 second half points, have made it a 3-point ball game. 31-28. Saints leader. 9:38 remaining in the contest. James Brown along with Ken Stabler. And an understatement, Snake, we got a game.
We do have a game. They've come out and they played emotionally. They're playing the way that they need to play. They're getting leadership from Tim Harris, and on the other side of the ball, Mikowski.
3rd and 7. Complete to Mo Hill for the first down. So Tim Harris, the Packer, flushed Abear out of the pocket, and Abear throwing back across the field to Mo Hill.
As you say, JB, watch number 97, bottom of your screen, number 97, Tim Harris. He doesn't get to him, but he flushes him out of there. Harris working on Stan Brock, number 67, flushes Abear out of there. But this young man has good presence and sees the whole field, sees his man for the first down, makes a nice throw.
Tim Harris's curfew violation almost had him to the point of wanting to change his personality. Ken, he gets fired up with things.
Yeah, he wanted to hide from the public and not get around the public because of his curfew violation. He's better when he's an emotional guy, gets out and has fun.
Abear on 1st and 10. Complete to the big tight end, Hobie Brenner. And yet another first down. 17-yard pass play from Abear to Brenner.
Very similar to play to what Green Bay's been doing, to play fake in the line, to hold the linebackers, and you slip number 85, Hobie Brenner, in behind it.
looks to be fatigued as Ben Dwight waves the Saints training staff onto the field to check the condition of Hobie Brenner. So this is an official timeout by the officials. No redundancy there.
Dean Kleinsmith, the fine trainer of the Saints.
Take a look at Dalton Hilliard. He's got that right thigh wrap. Came into the game with a thigh contusion. So Jim Moore apparently not taking any real chances with him. He's been on the sidelines for a bit.
That a boy, Hobie. He's a tough tight end right there. He doesn't have great speed by any means, but he's perfect for this offense because he knows where to sit down, when to get around behind the linebackers, knows where the passing lanes are. Good tight end for this system.
Hobie Brenner had been nicked up as well. Hadn't played since the second game, the training season. Lindy Infante. Town here in Green Bay loves him. We were coming in, we saw that sign painted on someone's front yard.
Yeah, and he's gone to the efforts of organizing people to get together and try to find off-season jobs for these players and their families, and they really accepted him well here. They think an awful lot of him.
And the sign said, Infante, we trust.
I'd like to have a copy of his halftime speech.
First down for the Saints. Hebert to Hill, complete. Looked to be enough for yet another first down. Ken Stills on the stop.
Again, it's the intermediate short passing game of the Saints, that ball control offense to normal drop back, man-on-man pass protection, the quick setup. Mo Hill sits down in that passing lane. Good reception.
And the Saints calmly, impressively marching upfield. 7:26 remaining in the contest. Ball marked at the 44 of Green Bay. 1st and 10. Hill and Hayward to the right. This is Frazier. And Frazier for about 3. Brian Noble and Anderson in on the stop. Kind of a replay action-wise to last week's contest between Green Bay and Tampa Bay.
Exactly. Both quarterbacks are playing extremely well. Of course, last week Mikowski didn't. But last week the defense did not stop Tampa Bay. With 5 minutes left to go in the game, they ran the clock out and they were beaten. And here's the case. The very same thing is happening. And this is supposed to be the strong suit of the Green Bay team, was their defense.
2nd and 8 out of the I formation. Thrown complete. A sliding first down. And Mo Hill showing the great hands.
Bobby Hebert really playing well. Both quarterbacks are playing well now, and I think you're going to see that when you get two teams, that these teams mirror each other an awful lot. Both teams play zone type, off type coverages, and both offenses are nickel and dime, spread the ball around offenses. And you're going to see people complete a lot of passes when you play against that type defense.
And the Saints getting what they want, Ken, as they march upfield and keep the clock running.
Exactly.
First down for the Saints at the 33 of the Packers. Hayward with the key block, giving Hebert time to find Hobie Brenner for yet another first down. So the Saints executing in the clutch.
Nice job by Bobby Hebert of getting rid of the ball under heavy pressure from Tim Harris. You're going to see Hobie Brenner right there coming from the left side of your screen, coming across there. John Anderson trying to cover him. Ball is thrown in a perfect spot. Bobby Hebert is really playing well.
A drive that started at the Saints' own 16. The important stats: New Orleans 2, Green Bay 3. Timeouts remaining. You see the time, 4:56 and counting. Hayward. So about the 17, 5-yard bull run by Ironhead.
Very good first down play. You get 5 yards on first down and create those 2nd and 5s, and it opens up your offense an awful lot. You can do a lot of things. The same things they've been doing. You can play pass, do whatever.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Green Bay Packers and the National Football League is prohibited. Ball at the 17 of Green Bay. 2nd and 5. 10th play of the drive coming up. Frazier. Strung out and tackled. Burnell Dent. No gain. Saints have eaten up 6 minutes on this drive, and you see the clock ticking down.
This is a situation where the Saints have been extremely successful. If you look at their numbers throughout the league compared to other teams, they're right up there at the top. 3rd and short, 3rd and 6s, 3rd and 7s.
And this particular one is 3rd and 6. Tiger Green and Michael Magruder come in for the pack for their dime defensive package.
Anticipate a man-to-man coverage down here.
Low snap. Flag on the play. And Tim Harris talking, animated.
Delay the game offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
This will bring up a 3rd and 11 for the Saints. But if you're Jim Moore, the clock is still ticking. Under 3 minutes.
3rd and 11.
Saints led the league in 3rd down conversions last year. 2nd in time of possession last year to only the Chicago Bears. Active discussion here.
We got to put 3:10 back on the clock. That was in the last 5 minutes. The new rule, we do not start the clock in the last 5 minutes on a penalty. So put 3:10 on the clock.
As a matter of fact, Ken, the new rule indeed embellished a bit. The last 5 minutes of the game, the ball only starts on the snap to prevent the offensive team from running out the clock.
Exactly.
And Ben Drake kind of shook his head with his crew like, fellas, we should have known that. So it's 3:10 on the clock, and the clock will not start until the ball is snapped. 3rd and 11 for the Saints. Turner knocked ahead inside the 15. Looks to be a little shy of the 1st down marker. We'll bring up a 4th down situation. Morton Anderson will attempt the field goal. He loves this kind of pressure.
Well, with 2 minutes and 40-something seconds left to go in the game, it makes them have to go for a touchdown. Makes a touchdown have to win for you. Field goal won't tie.
Morton Anderson kicking. This will be a 32-yard field goal attempt. George Winslow holding. It's up. And it's good.
That's a big kick.
And he likes it. So Morton Anderson boosts the Saints out to a 6-point pad with 2:21 remaining.
Working to be the best they can be. Teammates, sponsored by the U.S. Army. Eagles quarterback Randall Cunningham can call on the services of the finest trio of receivers in the league. Tight end Keith Jackson caught 81 passes and was Rookie of the Year in 1988. Mike Quick made the Pro Bowl 5 straight times before an injury stopped him last season. And Chris Carter had 6 TDs on 39 receptions. 3 receivers with great skills who together as teammates are the best they can be.
Most of my friends don't know what they're going to do after graduation, but I've already locked in guaranteed skill training in the Army. Qualify now and you can reserve even the Army's most sought-after technical training, up to 12 months in advance, through the Army's delayed entry program. Sure, being a soldier won't be easy, but then nothing worth having ever is.
Get ready for CBS Premiere Sunday. First, it's the season premiere of 60 Minutes. Then, Angela Lansbury hosts the celebrity-filled CBS Premiere Preview. Get an inside look at the new season, plus a full-length sneak preview of Major Dan. Then it's Steve Martin and Daryl Hannah in the network premiere of Roxanne. It's all new all night on CBS Premiere Sunday tonight. TV Guide has made its choice. Their favorite this year is the famous Teddy Z. Oh. Everyone's talking about John Cryer as the famous Teddy Z. Premieres Monday on CBS.
Drama in Green Bay. Score tells it, 34-28. Packers, much more impressive second half, and they've made it a game.
Well, you know, we talked to Lindy Infante during the week, and he told his players, he said, we're not good enough to go out and beat a lot of people. We have to win the close games because we're going to play an awful lot of them. They're in the middle of one now.
Don Mikowski showing good stick-to-itiveness and mental toughness. Anderson. And Bland takes it in his own end zone. Decides to let the Pack start it at their own 20. Other sporting action taking place around the country. Orioles trailing Kansas City 5-0, and the Orioles can ill afford a loss as they trail the Toronto Blue Jays by a game and a half in that American League East. And you see the other scores there. Over in the National League, action not quite as close there. The tightest race, of course, in professional baseball, Major League Baseball, is in that AL East. So with 2:15 remaining in the contest, Mikowski starting at his own 20. And the Saints come in with their dime defensive package. Mikowski with time, going up top, and it's complete. Jeff Query, the rookie out of Millikan University.
JB, I think with that completion, Mikowski just tied the club record for consecutive completions. 18 in a row.
A quarterback would be on top of it.
There it is right there. He buys some time by scrambling around, and then the ball is thrown a little bit late. The guy turns around, makes the play. Good read by Mikowski.
So Mikowski ties Lynn Dickey with 18 consecutive completions. 21 of 26 for 302 yards. More importantly, it's 1st and 10. Ball at the 45 of New Orleans. And thrown behind Jeff Query.
And the thing you notice there is a really good pass protection. And this is when it's the toughest. When everybody knows you have to throw the ball. You've got to give your trigger man the time here.
First incompletion of the second half for Mikowski, and boy, did he put some numbers together in this half.
My old buddy Lynn Dickey shares that record with Lynn Dickey. What a player he was.
Jeff Query, the rookie that's in at the wide receiver spot, played for Division III Millikan University. Had 2 catches last week, hoping to pull off some big numbers today. 2nd and 10. 2:04 remaining in the game. And Mikowski under pressure. Milton Mack knocked the ball loose. Let's see how they rule it. And they'll call it an incomplete pass as the officials signal Green Bay's ball. When we come back, Mikowski will have 158 and a 3rd down.
We've been called the turnaround company of the century. We've come from a little fledgling New England company to national recognition with money in the bank on the verge of explosion.
Peter Lyons gives very good business advice as a volunteer for the Boston Ballet over the last 5 years and as an agent for New York Life over the last 32 years.
Well, it means that we can envision our dreams by having Peter around.
New York Life, the company you keep.
This way, Mr. Starr.
I'll take it.
Life with me, Dad's a real scream.
He needs a star vehicle like my all-new 1990 Cutlass Supreme. It's a fab four-door. With a hot engine that really screams.
Drop in again, Mr. Star.
Hello, Daddy.
This is not your father's Oldsmobile.
This is the new generation of old.
I mentioned the National League Baseball score. Chicago, going into today's action, was up by 5.5 over both the Cardinals and the Mets in the National League East. St. Louis can cut it to 4.5 with a victory. New York trailing in the 8th against Montreal. Now, during that commercial break, the officials ruled that play a fumble and a recovery by the Packers. So it's now 3rd and 17 for Green Bay. Ball is marked at the 48 of Green Bay.
Yeah, here it is right here. It's a shot of the shotgun. Here's Mikowski, and here's where he comes. Here's Mack. Here's Mack coming from the left side. They ruled this a fumble. They ruled it a fumble. There's the ball on the ground. It looks like that the Saints have recovered. It gets away from Pat Swilling. It looks like Mark Cannon recovers for Green, but no, it squirts loose again, and there's Ken Rutgers on top of it.
3rd and 17. Pack at its own 48. Mikowski going up top for Kemp. Just beyond the outstretched arms of Perry Kemp. Inches.
Ball thrown straight over the top of his head, a little bit to the outside. It's a tough adjustment for a receiver. Would have been a tremendous catch.
And obviously not in field goal range, but that wouldn't do it anyway. Brings up a 4th down for the Pack. As Mikowski over to the sidelines talking with Lindy Infante. Well, a great game here, and we've got great second half action coming up. Second half of our doubleheader today. Minnesota and Chicago. That game will be played in Chicago. And Detroit travels to New York to take on the always tough New York Giants.
Black and blue division, Central Division, NFC. Minnesota, a lot of people think Minnesota has all the tools that it takes to go all the way. Wade Wilson played extremely well last week. Dolman and Millard on that defensive line. Tough group.
And for people who were concerned that with Joe Morris out with an injury, that the running game of New York would be weak, Otis Anderson saying, hey, I've got second thoughts about that. Let me show you something. And he did last week against the Redskins. Don Mikowski, extremely strong second half.
What a hot second half.
And look at the numbers.
Here it is. Looks like the Saints are going to play back in zone.
And it's ruled out of bounds. The catch was made out of bounds by Jeff Query.
And the Packers sideline is going crazy.
And this may very well be reviewed up top.
Line judge Dick McKenzie making the call.
Take a look.
Here it is. Breaks it off into a corner route. Breaks to the sidelines. Look at his touch on the ball. Nice. Does he get both of them in? Good call. Very good call. Very good call. He's out.
Official right on top of it. Well, Ben Dreith convenes his crew.
That the catch was good.
Well, Ben Dreith opts not to go upstairs for the review. Major league play.
The left one's in.
Now the question is, was he dragging that right one? in which case it would have been, but the way it was being dragged, it was an awfully smooth drag. Well, net effect of first down for the Pack at the 29 of the Saints. 1:48 remaining in the contest. You don't think that one we talked about in New Orleans, huh?
Did we get a little intimidation out of the Packers sideline when you got all those 300-pounders running at you?
And guess who else was in the middle of that huddle? Tony Mandarich. 6'5", 315 pounds. But folks, this play will be reviewed up top, no matter how authoritatively Ben Dwight stated it. There's Mandarich. Nobody will be happier to see him in uniform than Tim Harris, the defensive player. Said he'll bring some much-needed meanness on the offensive line. Cal Lepore up in the replay booth. And it's Sterling Sharp's entrance on the sidelines.
The catch is good. The replay confirmed the catch. The catch is good.
Very emphatic, being that a babe.
Mikowski.
If he drug that foot, like you said, JB, it was barely touching the blade of grass or two.
Major league catch by the rookie, Jeff Query.
Made 2 big plays last week.
First and 10 at the Saints 29. 1:48 remaining in the game. And it's complete. And guess to whom? The rookie, once again, for the first down.
Will Query's got great speed. You see him at the bottom here. And you've got Mike Mays, 22, company, but he's giving him an awful lot of ground and just take that little out and work the ball down in.
A replay of last week for Don Mikowski. You got to know he wants this one to be written a little better.
This is the place on the field that he made a bad decision last week through the interception that cost him.
Ball was at the 16 of Tampa Bay, and he threw an interception. This time it's marked at the 18 of the Saints. First down. To Query again, and Query down to the 4.
Giving lots of ground inside the 20-yard line. They just break in front of him on a short little slant. Ball is thrown perfectly. They're in business.
Jeff Query, the rookie from Milliken, earned the spot on the roster, and that was saying something when you consider the likes of Walter Stanley and Philip Epps being released.
He must have showed him something. He's got great speed, good special teams player, good cover guy. In order to let people like that go, you'd have to have some ability.
He was also a track star in high school.
4.3, 4.2 speed on the 40.
Well, he's playing like a veteran. As a matter of fact, last week he said the 57,000 plus here at Lambeau Field were more fans than he saw in his entire season in college. Division III ball. First and goal for the Pack.
They have a quarterback draw in their arsenal also.
Ball at the 3. Montana, the long back. Touchdown, Green Bay. Sterling Sharp. No flag. Chris Jackson trying to break the tie. And he does. Sterling Sharp said, pass the ball to me more. He showed why.
Here you see Sharp. He's going to break right down in the middle of the field right there. Just that quick slant. There it is. It all starts with good pass protection. Bang. Touchdown.
Don Mikowski, anxious to atone for the unfortunate and ill-timed pick of last week, delivers the touchdown strike. And it's Mikowski and Sharp. Green Bay leads at 35-34, 1:26 remaining.
And 1:26 is an awful lot of time. It's an awful lot of time.
8 plays, 80 yards, under a minute. And the New Orleans Saints with 1 timeout left. Now, from the Saints' perspective, keep in mind, all they need to do is get within field goal range. Morton Anderson, lifetime 13 of 27 coming into the season at 50-plus yards.
Well, they've got the kicker for the situation. They just have to get him in shape for it.
Last time that the Packers have come back from a deficit this large, 1982, against the LA Rams. Back deep for the Saints. Chris Jackson will be picking off to Frazier, Shepard, and Phillips in the middle. And this is Shepard. He takes it across the 20. There's a flag on a play. Shepard goes down at about the 23-yard line. Four seconds run off the clock on that play.
Ben's upset again. Boy, that kills you. That absolute kills you.
It goes against the Saints.
First down.
52 is Brian Ford, second-year linebacker from Washington State. Green Bay Packers, 474 total yards, 322 coming in the second half.
Now, as a quarterback in this situation, the thing that you think about is you would anticipate deep zone coverages. They'll try to make you go the length of the field without making a mistake. They won't play man-to-man because they don't want to give up the big play. So,
first and 10 at their own 18. By Van Jakes, the ex-Saint. 1:10 remaining. Van Jakes came to talk to us yesterday with the Bible in his hand, and I think his prayer thus far has been answered.
It's been answered. As we said, unhappy about being unprotected and having to leave New Orleans, and he really wanted to do well against this team, and he certainly did.
He did let on that, of course, he wanted to have a big game, upset that the Saints did not protect him, but he tried to low-key it and said, I want my actions to speak louder than the words and none louder than that action just recently.
Redeems himself somewhat. Beaten twice earlier in the game for touchdowns. Here he redeems himself.
And that's what Dave Wayman was talking about in terms of the character of a defensive back.
How does a guy react after he's beaten a couple of times in big situations?
Saints with 1 timeout remaining. Packers with the ball at the 32 of New Orleans. 1:10 remaining. And if we could only see a Ricky Jackson right now. Forward. Head on by Wayne Martin, the rookie from Arkansas. And New Orleans burns off its last timeout. Tonight's the night. It's CBS Premier Sunday, starting with the season premiere of 60 Minutes, the investigative program on Network TV. Then Angela Lansbury hosts the CBS Premier Preview. She takes the night off, starting with the full-length preview of the bright new comedy, Major Dad, with your friends.
You bet, Gerald McRaney.
Then Steve Martin and Daryl Hannah star in the network television premiere of the hit movie comedy Roxanne. It's a great Premier Sunday, starting with...
Good lineup, starting with tick, 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 60 minutes. If you're a quarterback right here, JB, you stick your head in the huddle and you tell these guys, listen, we're trying to run out the clock, protect the ball, forget about second effort, forget about going out of bounds, stay in bounds and protect the football. They're going to be trying to strip it.
Well, Ken, I've been saying all afternoon that Brent Fullwood said, hey, I wanted to carry more. Last week, 8 carries for 54 yards. Today, 18 carries for 125 yards.
Well, at the top of the show, we said they had to get Sterling Sharp involved and Brent Fullwood involved, and Mikowski had to play well, and that's happened today for them.
3rd and 2. Mikowski decides to keep it. Takes it down to the 22. And the clock continues to run.
Very good call. Very good call. Don't risk throwing the ball. You have a chance for first down. Well, this should be a situation right here. You don't hand the ball off to anybody. It's a quarterback's favorite play. You just kneel down and kill the clock. A game like this can do wonders for the Green Bay Packers. Beating a very good team, get their emotions up, their confidence up. It can do well.
And for the Packer faithful, that sign that we saw coming in across the street from the stadium said, Infante, we trust. Our final score, Green Bay 35, New Orleans 34. For Ken Stabler, this is James Brown saying so long from Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League will continue after these words from your local station.